everyone, and welcome to another Sovereign Citizen Watch. How's everyone doing? Hoping your week's going well so far. Couldn't have been a worse day at work than I had. Well, maybe it was. Some of you also might have workplaces that apparently rely on Microsoft Web Services. Did you know those went down today? Did anyone else have a fun day at work putting out fires because Microsoft's web services shit the bed? So anyway, that was fun. It's not again, Dillis Filler. That was Amazon Web Services last time. Today it was Microsoft. So thanks, Microsoft, for such a fun day at work. Appreciate it. Anyway, today we're going to be looking at more sovereign citizens. Hey, surprise! Cameron got arrested. Again! Are we surprised? Probably not if we've been paying attention. Good for my video I'm working on, though, so that's nice. Hydrate command. Will do. Let's see what else I missed in chat. How's everyone doing? Dr. Worm, thanks for 51 months. Hey, Nemesaur. Hey, Sweet Lily Love. Mr. Duck Sauce. How's everyone doing? Terradona, Mr. Blast, German Cow, JJ, Harold Elbleman, Freyline, Jay's a Proxy, Procagom, thanks for 52 months at Tier 3. Says, haven't been around for a while, but it's good to catch live again. It's good to see ya. It's good to have you here. Missed ya. Dillis Filler, thanks for a 3-stream streak. Says, I gotta get better at these. I need to beat Hannah's streak. That would be impressive. Bittergrin with a 310 stream streak. And we're caught up. Cool beans. Let me do my housekeeping and then we'll jump into it. If you want to help support the show, you can always help with this month's sub goal. We have 45 subs left on the goal in 3 days, so it's a little tight, but we might get it in, especially considering on, what day is that? Friday, I want to say? Yes, this Friday, the 31st, Halloween. We are going to be doing a long stream. I think I'm going to be streaming from around noon to around 8 p.m. Eastern on Halloween. I do think it's just going to be a Twitch stream. I don't think we're going to do YouTube because YouTube's been kind of shitty and overzealous about striking, like, public domain stuff recently, especially if it's already been covered by MST3K. So, we might end up just doing a Twitch stream, which I'm sorry for YouTube people. I don't want it to be that way, I really don't. But, you know, gotta do things in a way that's safe. Procagom, thank you so much for gifting 10 Tier 1 subs. Incredibly generous of you. Thank you so much. Fenekagami says, this is a short video that does a great job of summing up Republican mentality when things go wrong. Oh, that's probably... Oh, I watched this already. It's the zombie thing. I'm not going to play it because I want people to click on it and watch it themselves because this channel deserves the views. It's basically a PragerU parody, but it's a conservative who's been bitten by a zombie and wishes to hide it from the rest of the survival group. It's very funny. Sweet Lily Love, what do you want me to wear for the hats off? You may have already said. I'll have to take a look. Did I watch this year's Best of the Worst? I did. What was in it, though? I feel like there was one in particular. Oh, the doll one was so fucked up. Which hat can do. Yeah, I really like the Best of the Worst Halloween videos. It was a fun one. Are we just gonna watch Bucket of Blood on repeat? Maybe, just to stick it to YouTube. So, we get, let me get my witch hat on real quick. Can I send it to you? It's in chat. Baha, thank you so much for your 35 stream streak, and we are almost on a hype train. Let me just get the hat situated, and then we'll jump into some videos. Bucket of Blood and Teenagers from Space? Honestly, probably. Among with some other stuff. We might do the original Little Shop of Horrors. That's always a fun one. I think we watched that one about 5 years ago, but it's been long enough that I think we can watch that again. What's Bucket of Blood? It's a public domain Roger Corman horror film that we're probably going to watch on Halloween. Alright, so let's jump into it. Let me turn the music off, and we will get started. So it has been an interesting week for Cameron. Roughly, when was this? The 21st. So this was 8 days ago, just a little over a week. And he had this to say. Nemesaur, thanks for gifting 10 tier 1 subs and kicking off a hype train. If you want to help the hype train, you can always gift subs or bits. Thanks, Bumble Homestead, for gifting a sub as well. So this is what Cameron said about a week ago.
Nope. We can never get back. So I'm going to tell you straight up, I'm supposed to have court this morning, and I'm not going.
This is not a good legal strategic move. Just for the record, the court expects you to checks notes, show up to your court dates, and they tend to get pretty upset when you don't. So,
no good. How about that? Yeah, man. Grand Rising, everybody. I hope y'all are doing well. We're looking low on the numbers this morning, but it's okay. People will trickle in. This is going to be part 2 of that privilege.
So he didn't show up for court. Surprise! He was arrested. Let's see, he posted this photo 16 hours ago. This is from, like, his home security system. This is Cameron getting arrested for not showing up to his court appearance. Quazuspec, thanks for continuing your subscription. 9 months. Ooh, that's a sub baby. This sub baby's name is going to be Cameron Cellmate. Is he smoking a J on Twitch? YouTube. But yes, he smokes weed all the time because that's like a quarter of his personality, which is very sad. Anyway, so Cameron was arrested. I don't know for sure because he hasn't posted exactly what happened at this point, based on the fact that we know he skipped out on a court date and bragged about it on the internet while doing drugs. I think it's probably fair to assume that he was picked up on a bench warrant that the judge probably signed off on when he didn't show up to court. Now, this is interesting because Cameron normally has always been arrested in traffic stops. This is not a traffic stop. This is not, oh, cops just happened to see him with a bad license plate or something and they pulled him over. This was, they had his name, they had a warrant, they came to his house, and they arrested him. And for I got to imagine for Cameron, in some ways, that's more devastating. He always kind of lets, and I was talking to Trey about this, and Trey made this point, and so I want to reiterate it. He's been able to more or less let these things wash off his back, because he can always say to himself, well, they pulled me over, but whatever, that's just happenstance. These cops don't know what they're doing. This was not just, oh, they saw him driving somewhere. A judge signed a warrant, and bear in mind, he talks about warrants all the time, and warrants being something necessary for arrest, right? He had a warrant that came to his house specifically to arrest him, and I do wonder if psychologically that's going to impact him more so than the traffic stops. So it'll be very interesting to see. We unfortunately do not have the arrest video yet, and I'm very sorry for that. I wish I had it for you, but he hasn't posted it yet. As soon as he does, we will go over it, but I do wonder if this is going to make him view what he's doing any differently. Now, I don't expect him to think he's wrong, because of course he wouldn't. He's not going to change his whole worldview based on one arrest, but it might impact it at least in some way. Not saying it'll be for the positive. He might just get more militant about it. I guess we'll see. Sweet Lily Love with 50 bits says, do I think Cameron will ever do actual prison time? On a long enough time scale, if he doesn't change his behavior, probably. At least a couple of years. Overthought, thanks for gifting a sub. I really appreciate it. So yeah, that's what's up with Cameron. And then on top of everything else, perhaps a fracture in the community. I'm not going to play this video just because I already watched it, and it's not particularly thrilling. But Sydney, who you might know as the person who actually helped introduce us to Cameron through her arrest video. We discovered Cameron because he is her sovereign citizen guru. She had been going through this court system with Judge Webster, had a couple delays in the trial. She was reading off the Cameron script. But as of her most recent court date, she has dropped Cameron and gotten a real lawyer. So, like, unironic, like, a little round of applause for Sydney. Sydney, good job for getting a real lawyer and dropping Cameron's fraudulent ass. Good stuff. So, very happy for her. I hope things get better for her, because I think that when you make good decisions, you should be rewarded for them. I think B.F. Skinner taught me that. Anyway, so that's the Cameron update. He's been arrested again. His followers are starting to leave him. And, yeah, he's not been streaming as much. So hopefully this is the beginning of the end. Hopefully. Did she break up with What's-His-Face? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. One would hope she's doing better, but I guess we'll see. I'll read what Trey has to say as well. Trey says, "This is my direct take. So here's the thing with Cameron. He excels at trying to find some justification or some way for mental somersaults to justify why things don't work out for him. Often what he has a tendency to do is feel that what he did was completely right, and that let him subconsciously feel like things aren't a big deal, and that he could in some way, could in some cases literally walk away from these problems, but this is a huge hit to his ego. Normally he feels like the victim of random police misconduct, but this has way more directed, this is way more directed and precision. Yeah, this is not just, they saw me with a license plate, and they have a misunderstanding of the law, which they don't, at least not in this particular case. This is, they came to my house to arrest me, from Cameron's perspective. So I'm so interested to see what he does with this. I really am. It's going to be fascinating. Anyway, so that's the Cameron update. Like I said, I'll let you know when we have video. But until then, let's get on to some other Sovsit stuff, shall we? Guess who else is back? It's Cleo from Australia. So let's see what's going on in the sovereign citizen community of New South Wales.
Highway Patrol just sped to catch up with me.
Do you have your license there, please?
I'm not driving, I'm travelling in my private property.
As you are driving a motor vehicle,
I'm travelling in...
Especially considering the Desi Freeman thing happened recently, which was the sovereign citizen in Australia that shot and killed 2 police allegedly and then fled, and they still haven't caught him. She really shouldn't be fucking around with this stuff. I gotta imagine Australian cops are gonna start taking this stuff much more seriously, given, you know, the murder.
My private property?
A pulmonary oral fluid
I do not need to.
Right?
I do not have to.
If you refuse to undergo a pulmonary oral fluid test, you will be charged as such.
That's fine, you've already done that. Unlawful.
Driving for at least 2 years.
Unlawful. Yep, I'm going to court in November.
Are you? Okay.
No, thank you.
Okay.
I don't know if you know this, but in between the time you have your original offense and the court date for that offense, you're not supposed to just go break the same law over and over again before your court date. In fact, they expressly don't want you to do that.
For the third, fourth, fifth time. I do not. I do not. No, I do not stand under you. I do not stand under you.
She really does the classics. She has... I find it kind of interesting that distance works this way sometimes. It feels like the Australian sovereign citizens are at least a year or two behind American sovereign citizens in their vernacular. It feels like things kind of shift, and the language and the nomenclature will kind of shift on a treadmill in the United States, and then the verbiage used by American sovereign citizens will slowly leach its way out into the rest of the world, and then a couple years later it'll start showing up like in Australia or something. Very interesting.
With an unlawful fine?
You'll be charged and go into court?
Yes, that's already actually been appointed.
Okay, no, this will be another one.
Yep, that's fine.
Right.
I've already sent my paperwork. Have you found it? I do have it here if you like it, on paper. If that helps, I have it on paper.
Yeah, thank you.
There you are. Are you using a Gamby? Okay.
Chip it in.
Oh yeah, I went to your police station the other day and I was sitting in the lobby for about 45 minutes waiting for assistance, which I thought was quite shocking. Atrocious community service there. There were 6 people in that lobby waiting as well. No one came out just to say, we'll be with you shortly. It was absolutely atrocious behaviour from a corporation who were there
Is she gonna ask for the manager?
to serve the people, I must
Did
say.
you litter last time I was talking to you? I gave you an infringement through the window.
I didn't litter. You left it on, well, you left it right here. I didn't touch it, so no, technically you littered because you were the last one to touch it.
Is that how it works? Works on elementary school playground rules. You touched it last. You're the litterer. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
Thank you. They're just checking the VIN number. It's the same ones that pulled me over about a few years ago. To do with, well, again, so they're still speeding. Taking a photo of my plates. So how fast were you guys going to catch up with me? Hey? You sped last time as well. So who actually broke the law here? How fast?
You, presumably like in the United States, the police have leeway to be able to go above the speed limit in order to accelerate to the point that they can catch up to someone they're pulling over.
Did you go to catch up with?
So, like, what's illegal? Your thing, not their thing. I feel like you did that as a gotcha, but it just, again, demonstrates you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Me this time? Because I know last time, Mr.
Fairly fast.
Yeah, I know.
You've got the right to
Yeah.
do that.
No, you don't actually.
Yes, we do.
Ambulance don't either.
I'm not going to argue with you. Right? Are you
You're not
prepared to
superior.
argue that? Are you prepared?
No, I already told you that.
Okay.
You're not force
There'll be
raping
some-
me.
There'll be summons coming to you.
That's fine.
Hate how she just throws that word around.
Let's go again.
Drive an unregistered vehicle,
It's,
covering up the VIN number.
I didn't.
displaying false
There's
plates.
2 VIN numbers, and I produced you the VIN number.
One over there.
Yeah, but because that's copyright of Holden. Okay,
Yeah,
well that's
public
fair enough.
You can't
That's-
copyright a VIN number.
That's correct.
Same as you got a right to be recording there.
As you are.
I've got a right to photograph it.
Okay,
Yes.
that's fine. You can't really do anything with it.
This shows you I was talking to.
Not really. I'm not a dead image.
Yeah, okay. Well, no, I'm not going to play that game.
All right, well we'll play it in court then, where the game's actually played.
We'll do it, Chloe.
Where the game's actually played. I understand that in, like, broad terms, you could describe any human sociological, like, construct that has rules as a game. But I don't know if I'd take my freedom so lightly as to refer to court as a game. Like, it has rules, there are sides, it's adversarial. It's not really a game, though. It has serious consequences. It can ruin your life. Probably not worth it.
You're looking better than last
You
time.
can't drive the vehicle away from here until
Looking well.
you get the tow truck. Right, 'cause it's
No worries, they're
unregistered.
just next door, so.
They become okay. Very good. Now, what's your current address, boys?
I live in here. I do not have an address.
I don't believe you. Haven't we seen her house in these videos before?
Are you conspiring to commit murder? In fact, you can't show me a living word.
Don't ask stupid questions. Right?
Are you trying to impose
Are
the
you still
government's
a
religious
star
observance
star
of name,
Are you-
age, address, title, subject, word? Did you
Are
just
you
not
still-
ask
Oh, names are religious now. That's cool.
me for my address?
You have been
No.
reading the wrong material.
And I said no.
Have you? Are you still living?
Are you trying to impose the government's religious observance of name, age, address, subject, title, word? No, I do not live there. I live in here. Write that down.
That's all right. But it's all recorded. Right?
All right, and where does your body reside?
You're recording.
So it's also recorded that you're conspiring to commit murder on the record?
Commit murder. No,
Yes.
it's not.
Yes, you
She considers being identified by her straw man name to be murder because she thinks that the straw man is a dead entity, and if you convert her, the living person, into the dead entity, you have committed murder. It's basically a way that she can melodramatically accuse cops of committing murder when they just want to see her driver's license.
are. You're trying to call me a name.
Yeah, your name's
And you
Chloe
can't
Fisher.
show. No, it's not. You can't show me a living word. So how can you tell
That's
me I'm a
okay.
name?
You can't drive from here.
It's kind of like when little kids are playing a game and you're like, tag, you're it. And they're like, no, I have a force field. It's like you're just making up rules on the spot.
Okay, have a good day. Have a good day. I'm not a slave. I can do what I want. Thank you.
I'm not a part of your system.
I don't drive, I travel. Yep, have a good day. We'll just give it a little while. I'm surprised they didn't fine me for eating my celery stick while traveling in my private property that I have use of.
Yeah, that's not illegal, so that's why they didn't pull you over for that. Glad we could clear that up. Okay, let's see what's next. This is Anna. Anna is a sovereign citizen that stopped paying her mortgage, and wouldn't you know, just like Cataspinda, she lost her house.
Welcome, everybody. As you heard, we have a major win. I'm going to have to go to the World Court. It's an open docket. We walk in, we make our presentation, and that's that. It's a wrap.
So the World Court is the name for, like, the UN's International Justice Court? I can't imagine she means that, because she certainly does not have a court date with the International Justice Court. I'm guessing it's some other sovereign citizen fake court thing that they call a world court. I don't know, though. It's all nonsense. Cthulhu Flower, thanks for 32 months, says, Hannah's stream, great way to unwind after moving wood for a few hours. Don't be gross, chat. It's firewood. Well, I hope you have a toasty fire.
It's a business of having a transcript and an actual face-to-face meeting. But after that, we get what's called a minute order. And then the...
Sorry, I missed a tip. Green Guy with a tip says, I think I identify myself as a dead entity. Catch up, I've been dead inside for years.
The proper civilian land and soil jurisdiction government is back in business.
It is always interesting how they it's like they want the justice system to undergo, like, mitosis. And then, like, you plebs can have the shitty, normal justice system, and we'll go make our own. And they think they can just operate courts in parallel, like separate but equal courts. Not even separate but equal, separate and superior courts to the statutory law that we all have to follow. Peeplord with 40 bits says she's got a court date with the World International Basketball Confederation. And Overthought says, hear me out, we got enough boomers to be sovsits and stop paying their mortgages, and boom, we suddenly have access to houses. This is a joke. No, I think you're onto something. I think we should look into that. Harold Elberman says, I think I found something. Sovereign Court of International Justice. Oh boy. The Sovereign Court of International Justice is the High Court for Human Rights and International Law Cases operated by the independent judiciary profession. It is established as an autonomous official body of intergovernmental organization Ignitia Veritas United, which serves as the host institution providing supporting infrastructure. Chartered as an official body of an IGO, the Sovereign Court thereby holds independent diplomatic status as an autonomous IGO in its own right. International law confirms that official bodies as agencies of a host IGO constitute other subjects of international law as separate parties to intergovernmental agreements as provided by the Charter of the Host IGO Institution, 1969 Conventions of Law and Treaties. The general operations of the court by the independent judiciary profession, upholding international law, are supported by the Royal Institute of Law and Justice of Ignitia Veritas University. All proceeds from the government court division of the Sovereign Court and its arbitration court are used to fund the nonprofit operations of Human Rights Court Division through the Public Access of Justice Endowment Fund. Oh boy. So this is like a sovereign citizen thing where they think they can create their own international court that has binding power. Even the UN doesn't have that. P. people's misunderstanding of how power functions is fascinating to me. Because when you think about it for 5 seconds, you should understand why making your own court doesn't work. But I guess there's some people who just don't do that, I guess, and just don't understand the nature of power. Which, again, you'd think would be intuitive to some extent, but whatever. Whatever.
And all this horse shit goes away, and all of the tax issues get straightened out, and we are, you know, we're where we should be, where we should have always been. Now, this is going to be hard on me because I have to pick up in the middle
Oh
of
my god, she's asking people to send her checks.
what I'm doing here and go all the way to the Netherlands.
Anna, you don't even believe in dirty fiat money, so why are you asking people to send you checks?
And I have to pick my way through and go to the World Court and stand there and, you know, do the whole presentation. This has come up rather suddenly. It's something that I have to do to save everybody, including myself. I hope that all of you will support me in that.
It's so
And
interesting how she's framing trying to get her house back as something she's doing as a selfless effort to save other people instead of the reality that she wants her house back because she's homeless without it. Like, how do I put this? It almost feels like a self-defense mechanism, because if she just says, guys, I was wrong, and actually me not paying my property taxes made me lose my house, that would be devastating, because it would be an admission that she was wrong and that she had led all these people astray. But instead, by framing it as a selfless fight which she is carrying on not for herself but for other people, it maintains some air of like dignity or chivalry even, and that's all false. It's fictive, but it feels very intentional because she can't handle the reality of what's happening. Lennon Cat with 40 bits says, obviously she wants them to send her checks so that she can help them. Fiat money isn't real. You shouldn't give it to her, you know. So you won't, you should give it to her, you know, so you won't be tempted to consider it real money. I would never consider money real money. No money is money. Thank you for the 20 stream streak.
You'll support me with whatever funding you can send, because it's going to cost a considerable amount to go over there and actually be able to support myself while I'm there. It probably won't take more than 2 or 3 days, plus the flight time, of course.
I'm sorry, you think in 2 or 3 days you're gonna go to a court of international justice, argue your case, win it, and then that's going to be binding and go into effect within a week? Okay.
But I should be back sometime. Hopefully, I'll be back in time to talk to you all again on Thursday, a week from today. These are very critical times we're living in. It's a very dangerous situation. It's a very it's a big change. It's something that needs to happen, and it will greatly affect everybody's lives for the better. Not just in this country, but throughout the entire United States and Canada and Europe and Australia and everywhere that you can think of. So I didn't want to go, but you can understand why with all the cyber crimes and all the other stuff that goes on, the court does
Cybercrime?
feel a need to know that they're dealing with a real person, a real living, breathing member of the human race.
Is she getting scammed? Like, did someone email her and they're like, "Hi, we are from the Court of International Human Rights. Give us $10,000 and we'll listen to your case."
And so I'm going to have to actually.
She's hoping to set judicial precedent, international judicial precedent, a thing that isn't a thing, at least certainly not as far as the United States is concerned. The United States doesn't even recognize, like, international court rulings and stuff.
Pick up. And I'll be arriving in the Netherlands soon. So, guys, I've got to get ready to go. I've got a lot of things to do, a lot of paperwork to collect and organize, and only a few hours. So I'm going to let you all go tonight. I think you can see the importance of what we've done and what we are doing, and the change it's going to make in your lives. So do what you can for me, and keep me in your prayers. And all of us together are what makes the difference. As I said in a recent article, we can have that beautiful world, but we have to choose it. So,
Anna, what's the best and fastest way we can get money to you?
Ugh.
actually, it's Revolut.
Okay, thank you. A lot of
And-
people know that, yeah.
Okay, so there's that, and Cash App will get some money to me.
That guy's a plant. He's part of her inner circle. She has her own, like, show. I don't cover her a ton because she's normally pretty dry. She's not normally very interesting, but just the fact that she's talking about getting money for her house I wanted to cover today. So yes, he is part of her inner circle of biggest fans, parasocial hangers-on. I don't know what to call it.
Also, Terry has the information to transfer money to an account I can send to you on Revolut.
Yes, Terry has the information. TASA can send money to us. So if you use the TASA donate button, Terry can get money to me.
Great, thank you, appreciate it.
Okay, guys, we're kind of going in now for the proverbial kill on this whole mission. And
All you're doing is killing the wallets of your fans, Anna. H-Baird with 58 months says, so you're saying this guy has Aurora Borealis at this time of day, in this part of the country, located entirely in his house? May I see it? No.
so keep.
Can I on the record once again say that the Skinner steamed hams bit is one of the funniest pieces of comedy ever put together? I will die on that hill. Steamed hams is the perfect bit. All right.
Keep us all in your hearts and minds, and upward and onward.
Thank you, Anna.
Thanks, Anna. Thanks for, telling us all of what's going on, and we really appreciate everything that you're doing.
Take care, guys. God bless.
God bless you too.
Thank you, Anna.
Sheesh.
Thank you.
Definitely not worth losing her house. Very foolish. Adventures in .NET with a 65 stream streak says, for some strange reason, they never take endorsements as payment, only money from a bank. Isn't that crazy? Oh, by the way, I forgot to say this. Someone sent me something incredible from my wish list. They must have gotten it. I had it on the wish list from when I got surgery as a pre-order, and it just got to me. I posted this on the Discord, so you may have seen this. The person who sent this to me, thank you. There was no note. Incredibly generous gift. Someone got me the Nightmare on Elm Street the Nightmare on Elm Street 7 film collection in 4K. It's beautiful. Look at it. Look at all of the films and weep, for there were no more nightmares to conquer. I don't know. Anyway, it's very nice. So thank you to whomever sent this to me. What an incredibly generous little Halloween gift it turned out to be. Beautiful. And all the covers are really nice. It's like the actual posters of the movie. It's really nice. And it has the thing on the back. It has this for like every movie. It's the gay one. Very good stuff. And I watched No Freddy vs. Jason. No, that is in the Friday the 13th box set that I have. What was I gonna say? Oh, I blanked. Thank you, though. Again, very generous gift. Oh, I watched the third one earlier, because I got home from work earlier and I had enough time to watch Nightmare 3. The new transfer is beautiful. So, very cool. Alright. My Blu-ray bullshit's out of the way. What's my favorite film in the series? Probably 3. I thought about my ranking earlier. I'd probably go like 3, 1, 4, 2, New Nightmare, 5, Freddy's Dead. I don't know where Freddy vs. Jason would go. That borderline feels like its own thing. Anyway, this one's a little weird. This one doesn't get as expressly Sovereign Citizen, but I'm getting weird vibes, and it is just a really weird traffic stop. So this isn't the first time that this kid is getting pulled over, based on what is said here. He's driving around on an expired registration. Seems like the license plate hasn't been registered in years. This is his mom's car. He's driving around. I don't even know how to talk about it. Let's just watch it. You'll see. You'll see this kid's attitude. It's really weird. And also, calling your mom during a traffic stop when you're an adult is cringe. What are you doing? You don't know how to be a person without calling your mommy? Please don't do this. Please learn to be an adult. I'm begging you. You need to be one. You are one. Please act like it. Oops. Sorry. There we go.
Hey buddy, you got your driver's license, your insurance, please?
Can I ask what you pulled me
Yeah,
over
you
for?
weren't wearing a seatbelt and your plates are expired.
Are you serious?
And your plates are expired. They've been expired since 2022. So you got to peel off that 2025 sticker that you have on there before you get arrested, because that's a misdemeanor.
Wow, that's not even just like a violation. That's actually a crime. Rageology, what do you want me to wear for the hats off? Yeah, they have a 2025 sticker on their 2022 license plate illegally, so presumably they stole that. I don't know where else you would get a 2025 registration sticker unless you literally peeled it off someone else's car. Act like an adult and get your wolf ears out. All right.
I had my seatbelt on though.
Okay. Find the insurance for the car too, okay?
Green guy with a tip says, Hannah, how do you be a person? You know anyone who can help me? No, if I knew how to be a person, you think I'd be doing this with my life?
Where's your insurance card?
My insurance card, I have the picture of it, don't you?
I don't know, you gotta, it's the same officer. He's probably not gonna let you send me a picture.
Yes, I will.
Where are you at?
I don't know, parked by the 7-Eleven.
Send the insurance. If
He
you
said
come
I didn't
here,
have my seatbelt on, which I did, and
You
then
did
he
not.
said your plates are expired.
Like, why are you making excuses? Like, it's like he's making, he's trying to garner, like, allies to his side. It's so cynical.
since 2022, Mom, since your adult son can't figure shit out for himself.
Oh, no, he's swearing.
Oh, now he's swearing. Yeah, he's an adult. You're an adult. You're allowed to swear, you fucking idiot. How embarrassing is it to be in a traffic stop in your mid-20s at minimum, and the officer says shit, and you go, Mom, he's swearing at me. Fuck.
Officer, I'll be there in a minute, okay? Because you're not going to do this to my kid again.
What am I gonna do to you?
Do this to my kid, completely incapable of recognizing her son's or even her own culpability in this situation. It can't be that it's illegal to steal someone's registration sticker. No, they're doing this to him. Why would you do this to my precious little boy? Fucking boy moms. This fucking spoiled little asshole kid.
Kid.
I'll start recording. Hold on.
Record his ass.
I'm recording too. Turn off the car.
For what?
Turn off the car because you're
For what?
gonna be asked to step out because it reeks of weed in here.
This
And
is
the
the
car's gonna
third
get-
time
and
you've
the car's
done
gonna
this,
get
and you
searched.
always say this.
Okay, well,
This is your lame excuse.
There's
and
no lame
It doesn't
excuse.
smell like weed.
yes, it does.
I don't mean to profile, but there's no way you have that beard and don't smoke weed constantly. A sober person did not make that facial hair choice. Just period, end of.
So step out of the
Can
car.
you call your sergeant over
That's
here?
fine. Step out of the car.
I'll wait till your sergeant, please.
Step out of the car. I'm not gonna ask you again.
Why
I'm
does
just
he...
gonna wait.
It's wild to me how some people think that they get to, like, order cops around. Like, I'm not saying you should have to be afraid of the cops. Like, that's not ideal. I'd rather live in a world where you're not. But, like, we live where we live, and you're talking to the cops like this, and you think it's going to end well for you? It's delusional.
Wait
Step
till
out of
your
the car.
sergeant
I'm gonna
comes.
take you out forcefully. I'm gonna
Why
put
are
you in
you gonna
handcuffs
take me out
because I'm
forcefully?
telling you
That's
it's a
against
lawful
my
order.
rights and against
it's not
my...
against
yes,
your rights.
it is.
It's a lawful order. I'm gonna
You
tell
pulled
you.
me over when I
Okay.
had my seatbelt
You
on,
did
and you're
not.
trying
Your
to tell me,
plates are
yes,
expired
how
for
did you
years.
see that I didn't have my seatbelt on?
Because I'm
I
watching.
didn't
That's
even
what I'm
move.
watching for.
I didn't even move
I
to put
watched
my
you put it
seatbelt
on.
This is the third time you've harassed me.
It's not harassment.
Yes, it
Probably registered the plate. That's not harassment. It's not harassment to pull you over when there's probable cause.
Follow the
is.
rule.
Juggle command, will do.
My
It's very
seatbelt is
easy.
on. This is
Step
the
out
third
of the
time.
car. That was the last
Can
time.
you call your sergeant
Oh, that's
over here?
fine. We're gonna call him. But
Okay,
you're
I'll
gonna
wait
talk
for your
to him.
sergeant.
No,
Now
you're not gonna
opening
wait
the door
for
without my consent.
No, because I
You're
don't know if
opening
you
the
can
door
take off.
without my consent,
That's
and now you're
fine.
trying to drag me out the car.
Get out of the car.
I'm not getting out
Get
the
out
car.
of the car.
For what?
Get
What
out
do
of
I
the
have
car.
to get out the car for?
Because I don't need you fleeing on me. Get out
How
of
am
the
I
car.
fleeing? This is the third
Because
time.
I've asked you,
Sir, please do not put your
Step
hands
out.
on me,
Step
sir.
out. Step
Sir.
out. Step out
Sir,
of the
can
car.
you please not put your
Step
hands on me?
out.
I have done
Step out.
nothing wrong, sir.
Step out.
Sir, I have done
I've asked
nothing
you
wrong.
to step out.
You're
Step
trying
out.
to detain
You're
me for
gonna get
no
arrested,
reason.
dude. You want to
For
get
what?
arrested? Yes or no?
I haven't done
Please,
nothing.
Step out of the car.
I guess I don't understand. In his head, does he just not think the sticker's fraudulent? Does he just think it shouldn't matter? Like, what's the thought process that leads you to think that any of what he's doing right now would be a good strategic move for you, which would end well for you? I don't get it.
Car.
What are you arresting
Step
me for?
out of the car.
Please call your sergeant, because this is the third time you've
That's
harassed
fine.
me.
Step out of the
This-
car.
Now
Stop
you're
touching
bending
up.
my arm.
Step out of the car.
I haven't done nothing wrong.
I'm gonna stop in front of the 7-Eleven on Lawrence. Can you send another car? Step out.
I haven't done nothing wrong. You're not going to just twist my arm and drag me
Get
out of the car.
He hasn't done nothing wrong. That means he did something.
Get out of the car.
I haven't done nothing wrong.
Watch your double negatives.
I'm gonna start using force, so just get out of the car.
Why?
okay?
Because it's not going your way? Because I haven't
Because
done
you have
nothing
to step
wrong?
out. You have to
You
step
just said
out.
you're turning the keys off because I was
I don't know the state. Sorry, Caesar.
trying
step
to
out.
flee. I'm not
Let
doing
me see
nothing.
if the
You're under
description
arrest.
says.
You're under arrest.
Nope, description doesn't tell me.
Get off!
You're under arrest.
Get off of
You're
me,
under
bro!
arrest.
Get off of
Told
me!
you. You have to step out of the car. Get out of the car.
Help!
Get out of the car.
Oh yeah, this is the decision that I think confuses me the most in the video. He lays on the horn and screams help. Like, what does he think's gonna happen here? Does he think other people are gonna show up and beat up the cop for him? Like, what does he think? Like, what situation? What does he think is happening right now, I guess? Like, if I could Rashomon like, into his perspective. Like, what is his Rashomon perspective of this situation that makes this feel like a rational decision to him? I don't understand.
Get out of the car.
Help!
I'm gonna tase you. You have 3 seconds.
For what?
3,
What are you
2,
gonna tase me for?
1. You're under arrest. Get
I
out of the car.
haven't done nothing.
Get out of the car.
What are you gonna
Get out
tase
of the
me
car.
for?
You're gonna get tased.
I need to speak to your sergeant.
That's
this
fine.
Is
Get
not
out
right.
of the car.
This is not
3,
right.
Get out of the car.
Where's your sergeant,
Get out
sir?
of the car before you get
Sir,
tased.
where's your sergeant?
Get out of the car before you get tased.
I haven't done nothing wrong.
Get out of the car before you get tased.
He's trying
Step
to drag
out.
me out. This is a traffic
Step
stop.
out. He's under arrest already. He's under arrest.
For what? Bro,
Turn around.
what the
Turn
fuck are you
around.
doing?
Turn around.
Bro,
Turn
what the
around.
fuck? This is against the law, bro. I'm following the... This is the third time.
Don't move. Got him.
I'm on all of your badge numbers and your...
You're gonna get him, so stop.
Peep Lord says that accent sounds like he's got a steady BAC of about 0.11, so I'm gonna guess Illinois.
I like this one. What's it like for that? Got anything on your poke stick in my pocket?
No.
Just careful, because his mom's probably gonna show up. She showed up last time.
Because you're harassing me. This is the third time you pulled me over for no reason.
He literally gave you reasons. What are you talking about? Are you not hearing the reasons?
It expires since 2022. I told
And then
you
you
that.
lied about me not having my
You
seatbelt
didn't
on.
have it on.
I did have it on.
You did
How
not.
are you going to tell me I didn't have it on?
Because I watched you.
It's pitch dark. How did I not have it on?
I watched you. Come on.
The Benadryl.
Come on. Doesn't matter. Benadryl's not bad for you. Next time, just listen.
So you
Stop
can
squeezing my arm.
What? Bro, I'm
Sit
not
down.
even touching you. What the fuck? Get my phone off the floor, too.
Don't tell me what to do.
This is harassment, bro.
Thank you. Thank you.
I know the mom briefly shows up at the very end.
I think it was in a different car, I believe. I think it was like window tint. And same deal. I think he had the window tint, and the windows were all the way down, and he came out of Wingstop with no seatbelt, and he was upset then too because the car reeks. I'm like, well then don't have the car reek. Yeah, and wear a seatbelt. No, not for trespassing.
You dragged me. You said you were getting your sergeant here, and you dragged me.
You can talk
to
to
the
him. He's at
bar.
the station.
Yeah, she's here at the station.
Resisting arrest.
Yeah, he's with us. What's his charge?
Resisting arrest.
How's he resisting arrest?
I don't have to explain that to you.
Okay.
He's got footage. We got footage.
I'm gonna call the attorney because you're the motherfucker who's been fucking with him.
Okay. Call him.
Oh, that mom sucks. No wonder the kid sucks. Jesus Christ.
I didn't charge you last time, motherfucker. We got 2 videos.
Okay.
Dying, you ain't got shit out of here.
Step out.
Get my phone from him, too.
I'm going again.
I was recording. He grabbed me. He pushed me with his...
You can't side with your kids all the time. You can't side with them when they're wrong. I'm not saying don't be there to support them, but being supportive can also mean explaining when someone is wrong and that they need to behave better or that they're being an asshole.
Is that video?
He threatened to tase
If you don't explain to your children how you need to navigate society, even and especially in situations when they're uncomfortable and upset, not gonna end up well for them.
All type of shit.
Oh, okay. That's that bitch.
He pointed his gun right in my stomach and everything.
All right.
My gun never came out.
That's okay.
I don't recall that happening in the video, not that I saw at least. He may have pointed a taser, though I don't remember visually seeing it, but I don't think a gun was in play at any point.
Where's your sergeant at?
Right here. You'll talk to him.
Okay, perfect.
So that's the end of that video. Yeah. Shitty. Oh boy. Dare we dive into Marcel's head again?
Hello, everybody. It is Marcel of the Family Bassett, signatory, Chief Justice, founding member, Emperor of Peacemaker Society, Sovereign Empire. Within that, this is an update on news and events, as well as the upcoming course that we're launching in the next couple days. I've been working behind the scenes for about the last month.
That's just about the most No, never mind. Not gonna say it. Never mind.
With someone mentoring me, an amazing consultant who is helping walk me through the new program for our new.
Okay, I gotta say it. This is the last thing I'm gonna say about it. It's really unfortunate that his hair seems to naturally grow into a Hitler mustache. Like his hair is all white, except for the Hitler mustache part. That sucks so bad, man. Like, I don't even like Marcel, but that's an unfortunate random occurrence of facial hair coloring. That sucks so bad. Okay.
Course. So before our course was directed, but it was very self-directed. So now we're launching something where it's linear understanding, very much guided step by step in the right order. I'm going to do a quick little preview, and then I'm just going to update you guys on what's going on with us, and then also what's kind of going on in the world. So we have a whole bunch of exciting things happening. And basically, we've fixed the growth issues that we were going through. So
AKA you ran out of people to scam?
imagine that you have a certain set of standards and you make all strangers your immediate friend, and their standards come up against your standards, and there's a difference in those standards. That's
Orion says, what if he dies it like that? I don't think he does.
what's been happening. That's why I've been rejecting individuals. That's why at times I was tripping out. The other thing is, I've also learned that lacking in diet, or when I really push hard in work, was actually causing my blood sugar levels to crash. And people get aggressive when that happens. If you look up diabetes,
Yes, I'm sure it's your blood sugar and not you being diagnosed as bipolar.
I'm not saying I'm diabetic. To my knowledge, I am not. But I do eat a lot of sugar, and I've done it for years. So who knows? But through my entire life,
He uses Just for Furor, which comes with a little stencil.
when my blood sugar drops, I get verbally aggressive. And what I'm showing you now fixes that. So going forward, I'm not going to be having people directly interact with myself. The technology is
That's probably a good call.
going to be the comfort barrier for you as well as for me. It's going to make it that who you are does not rub directly with who I am. There's this wonderful barrier in between us that is a help and consideration barrier for the level up ladders that you guys need. So we're moving forward in help. So we're here to support your leadership. You are the government. You are the leadership. You need to learn how to be competent at that, because what's coming is really bad. What's here is really bad, and it's starting. We're in a Great Depression. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. But let's very quickly just do a quick overview on the new program here. So you'll see sovereignempire.org, and we're on Kartra. So the nice thing about this is it has a really nice layout. Here, I just want to make sure I shared sound. I'm not sure I did. So let's stop share. Let's go back to share. Share sound. Okay, good. Share sound's on. So I'll just play a second of this.
Hello and welcome back. In our previous video,
Oh, it's his bad AI!
we explored the basics of contract law, what contracts are, their historical roots, and how they show up in everyday life. Today,
Oh
we're
my
going
god, he couldn't even do his stupid class, like, with his own videos. He's gotta do AI. I used to do an online class. It was like a voice training thing. And it was, like, set up very similar to this. I don't know if they used the same service as sort of the backbone for what they were doing, but all the videos were the voice trainer. a professional voice trainer and not AI. No one wants to watch this, Marcel, much less pay for it.
Going deeper into a critical topic that can save you from costly legal disputes and protect your interests.
Okay, so I'm going to pause there. So basically, we have an intro into moral and honor code principles. So just showing you basically how
God's law versus legal Satanism. Ooh, legal Satanism, legal removal of God's law, corporate privilege, slavery, poor fund evil, education, fact, evil legal education, citizenship. Those are all bad things, I guess.
you have good intentions, but everything legal is legal Satanism, right? Unregistered, unincorporated are your God-given rights. And that's what most other groups don't differentiate enough between the corporate versus unregistered, unincorporated. Because I come from a very corporate background in sales, as well as management, as well as owning businesses, it's just the easiest way to explain sovereign rights under God-given rights. And then you'll see here, introduction of freedom. So we have everything.
Peeplord says, I'm so afraid his new tactic is catching and releasing stray cats he's tattooed with his insane BS and trapping anyone who finds them in sort of a pseudo-legal harassment campaign. That's very specific. Don't give him ideas.
From contract law basics, what makes a contract not valid.
You can get cheap tattoo guns on the internet. Just be careful who you give ideas to.
Going through all of that. We have a debt elimination course, no more income tax ever, sovereign skill sets, the skill sets you're going to need in order to truly be sovereign. So introduction to sovereign skill sets, financial structure, sovereign sales equals God's money. You're earning freedom dollars under God-given rights rather than slavery dollars under legal.
Wow, freedom dollars. Can I take them to the store and buy food? Or do I just have the freedom to starve?
Satanism, even if it's still legal tender. How to flip the legal money game, how to win. And AI is the finishing polish to our real life results. So that's where we're going forward. If you have a problem, a concern, something you need an answer to, and you are in our mentorship or in our course, you just basically send it in via email. And then I'll go ahead and I will update the website or create a course for you, that portion to answer your question, and then you'll go to the course. And if there's anything missing, you send in another email, we'll go through, we'll fix it up.
What a tedious and stupid, like, this is ideal for AI bros. What a stupid way to do something. So someone will email you a question, and instead of just answering that question, you know, via text, which might take 5 or 10 minutes to type up an answer, depending on the complexity of the question. Instead, they'll email you, you'll read the question, you'll then make an AI video, which is going to cost money, resources, time, energy, to probably, you're going to have it write a script, I would imagine, then perform the script via AI, then you're going to upload it to your website and then send them a link. You could just email them the answer. You're adding so many layers of work to this. It's inefficient. What are we doing? Is Marcel in the pocket of big AI bubble? What the fuck? Will Kale, with 165 stream streak, says Marcel should have stuck with selling marijuana. He was more successful doing that. Agreed.
And that's where we have proven program franchises, our Freedom House, all the different programs in there. You have access to it. It's how you actually govern. These are proven programs that have been run under sovereign rights that are recognized by legal that cannot be shut down. How to have property ownership under autochthonous title. That's spelt wrong. We're still just updating that. I'm 2 days away from launching this live. So this is just a little, we basically got the functionality. We can process payments now. We got all the different payment providers up. And
that's the most important part of functionality, is making sure he can get you money, get your money. We get all the basic functionality down. The money vacuum works.
And now it's just, I'm going to go through. Initially, it's going to be the income tax course, the debt elimination course, and understanding contract law. And then every single perspective of your freedom is on here. So if you're a sovereign man, sovereign woman, sovereign couple, sovereign family, sovereign religion, or First Nations tribe, sovereign energy worker, sovereign community, business to sovereign society. So you're not a war criminal and you're not liable.
I'll have you know I've never been a war criminal a single day in my life, but I'm still young, so there's time.
What's the value of your freedom? Your freedom value ticket calculator, your sovereign goals, sovereign health, and then how you can file complaints. And then as well as the programs we have, how to test your soul, how to test your freedom, life goals, all of that. So what's really cool is
Dillis Filler says, if this AI grift thins his financial resources enough to obstruct him, well, that's another item in the relatively short column labeled ethical uses of AI.
as I said, let's say we need a new section created.
I am curious how much money he's wasting on the AI stuff, because, like, I know it's said you should never interrupt your enemy when they're making a mistake. I forget who said that. It usually gets ascribed to Sun Tzu, but I don't believe it's actually Sun Tzu. Anyway, but I do want to point out, Marcel is spending money, I assume on subscription services, to some shitty AI video producing thing. And it makes all of his products seem less professional. And he already seems very unprofessional, but the AI videos actively take his scam and make it look like a scam. Like, before, certainly, I think you and I could tell that it was a grift, but, like, there's a certain level of plausible deniability. But you see his AI videos, and it's just immediately apparent that, like, oh, this is the scammiest scam to ever scam in Scam Town.
Then all I do is I go to Sintra AI. This is where I go.
Harold Ebbleman says the word he said is pronounced autochthonous, and it means indigenous or self-originating. Thank you, and I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. Hydrate.
And it checks my emails for me. Let's go to Daily Summary. So this is how I'm going to be able to provide perfect results for you guys, even if I'm having a bad day, because you're not going to interact with me directly. And then the gentleman consulting me and teaching me how to use the Kartra program, it looks like he will be more than likely staying on board to be the people side of this, so I don't have to interact outside of my core team. And it looks like we'll probably have a team of 12, but he's going to be who oversees that team of 12 to help everything else grow. So you can see here all of this. And then on Sintra AI as well, these are all the tips that you're going to get on how to run your own society. It just integrates everything. I don't like AI. I don't like technology.
I don't like AI. That's why I built my entire business plan around it.
But I'm grateful for it because I'm able to do through technology what my personality is too brutal to do with staff. If staff fail, I tie into them. If I tie into AI, it still works, right? So
basically, he can abuse AI as much as he wants, and that's the most important thing, is his ability to abuse his underlings, obviously. Fennikagami says, speaking of being a person, 5 Republican senators apparently found some of their individuality and joined Democrats in an attempt to end Trump's tariffs on Brazil. It looks like Trump's failing health, the administration's weakness, and pressure from the shutdown are causing fractures to form. Good! Hopefully that gets exacerbated.
you can see here we have all of our websites programmed in, all of the images, even those who criticize us, we have that stuff. We have all our social media links on here, so it all goes out. And here it prepares reports, different reports that it wants to do, new questions it has to grow things. And then let's say there's a, let's just say a problem here. So let's say I want to create an answer for what is our membership pricing on privatelawtrusts.org. And then it'll bring that up. And then let's say I want to do a sheet or something with it or explain it in simple terms.
Oh my god!
Okay, so you see right here, boom. So it brings it up. So let's say
AI is just a machine to help lazy scammers. I know I'm not the first person to point this out, but it feels like to me, it feels like the best use case for any AI chatbot I've ever seen is producing large amounts of words. Vacuous words often. And it seems like the primary use case for that is producing scams for the internet. Why did we invent this? What are we doing? What are we doing? Peep Lord says, me, the guy scamming me, and the 10 sick gutter cats I've got in my van. We're a sovereign company, no slurs. Oh boy.
Say you needed our pricing, and let's pretend I didn't have that up on the site. I punch it in here. It goes great. Copy. Now let's say I want to do a video for it. We go over to HeyGen, which is our AI video. You can see I have my own AI on here as well, like of me, as well as AI spokespeople. So we just go to create, video agent. There we go, boom, paste.
Oh my god, what? Sorry, seeing the workflow on this is driving me insane. It's not even work. What is this?
Now, they changed the format a little bit here. So, yeah, but basically
all he's done so far is post one sentence, then got the AI to generate words. He has now copied those words and pasted them into another box that is going to generate a video.
You just hit create, pick your agent, put it in, hit create, and then it makes it. And then the video that's produced, so let's go to projects for ones that I've done before. I'm not doing it live on.
You think, I know no one here thinks this, I just need to get this out there into the universe. If anyone thinks this is okay, you disgust me. You're the worst scum of humanity, and I wouldn't even take the time to get you off of my shoe. I'd just burn the shoe. What are we doing? This is sick. This is like the most antithetical to the human spirit, soul-sucking horseshit fake. Oh god, my brain.
Here because we're on Zoom and it eats up a lot of stuff, but you can see here, I'll just play this very quickly. We'll see if I can get it to play. It might be too choppy given that we're on Zoom, but let's give it a try.
Out of time. High Freedom World. Marcel Besset here.
And what do you know? It looks like absolute fucking dog shit. Wow.
Living Man, Man Under God. Founder, signatory, Chief Justice, and Emperor of Peacemaker Society, Sovereign Empire.
I gotta see how much he's paying for this shit, because they gotta have pricing, right, on their website. Let me look this up real quick. What is it? HeyGen? Let me take a look. I'll look at the pricing while this is playing.
Global Competent.
Okay, so I'm going to pause it there. So, but just so you guys can see, so this is what each of these are. So we're going through each topic nonstop.
Oh, they got to be losing a ton of money on this. Yeah, it's $30 a month. They got to be losing a ton of money on this. Even the shitty video generation they're doing has got to be incredibly compute intensive. They have to be losing money on this, right? Are they just burning through VC cash? Like, I know the bigger players are doing that with, like, OpenAI and stuff, but, like, is this company? I guess, probably. Yikes. H-Baird says, maybe this is why everyone in Star Trek is a super scientist who works without getting paid. Most of humanity just lives on holodeck consuming AI slop all day, every day. Oh. Anyway, Fennikagami says AI isn't even good for surveillance. Here in Maryland, a high school's AI security called the cops on a 16-year-old reporting he had a gun. 8 cops showed up, and after cuffing and searching the kid, they realized it confused a potato chip bag for a gun. Thankfully, the kid is unharmed other than the scare, but the AI company isn't getting nearly enough heat from anyone outside of the kid's grandparents. And yes, the kid's black. Oh, lawsuits. 10 million lawsuits.
Statutory abatement, religious right, how the corporations and nation states are a bankrupt corporation, hence a crime syndicate because they're not honest with that. Contract of hire versus contract of service, law hierarchy, competent law versus corporate fraud, what invalidates contract, debt elimination overview. So every single topic has an AI agent or spokesman or woman who is perfect every single time. So if my blood sugar
You consider this perfect? I'm so glad Marcel's an incompetent nutbag.
drops, or I talked to 100 people that day, or maybe I just got into advocacy with a cop over him violating someone and I'm passionate, that's not going to come out on you guys anymore. Everything is going to be correct to process and absolutely palatable for you guys. So I'm just showing you guys basically what we do.
As opposed to Marcel, who is rarely palatable.
So whatever we need to add to the course, I go here, I get them to write it up, and then I go here, I do the video for it, and then I go into our program, I throw it in, and again, if I need graphics done up, I just ask HeyGen, hey, please do that. Or not HeyGen, sorry, this one. So if we go back to my history, let's see some of the things we did. So make me a 3D image. I believe this was for the website. Yeah. So Freedom House franchise program, boom, boom, boom. But it kept spelling it wrong. So again, I swore.
I love that the technology of the future can't figure out spell check or math. Certainly not things you need when working, right? Spelling and math.
At it, eventually it did it right. And that's where it's easier for me to work with robots because I can have honest emotional reactions. And that's where I'm just not interested in being fake. I'm not interested in knowing strangers anymore. So this is how I will be able to accommodate all of our mentorees in a way that it is considerate and accommodating for you in your journey, but I don't have to jump back 16 years and be trapped in your perception. I don't have to go through your growing pains with you. And when you do need help, we will just put the answers forward through AI videos. It's still me behind it. I'm still the one organizing it. I'm still the one putting in the text. I'm still the one screening it. AI makes mistakes sometimes. So sometimes we got to go back and update something when they do it. But just know this is how we are able to, going forward, take wonderful care of you guys. And I'll go to stop share for 1 second here just to kind of, you see the symbol behind me? We've launched Sovereign Empire Records. So it's my...
He found the AI music tool.
Self in an AI program. We're punching in all the things that I want to reach individuals on in an emotional way that I can't sing. I am not a musical artist. I have an art.
We know.
Just heart. And
he has the heart of an artist, but not any of the skills. What the fuck does that mean, the heart of an artist? I hate that shit. No, you don't. Either practice a skill or don't. But don't try and claim something you don't have. This is so disrespectful to everyone who has spent years of their life learning to compose music, to play an instrument, to write music, and you're acting like, I just have that innately, but I just can't, like, do any of it. And it's like, okay, well then you don't have shit, do ya? Quit lying to yourself. You don't have an artist's heart. You're lazy. Cthulhu Flower says, Marcel is using AI to hide even deeper in delusion from reality. I'm not sure if this is a good or bad thing. Bad. It's bad that everyone is getting incredibly delusional, actually. It's actually very bad. It's very bad. Going from echo chambers to echo pods, where we're all in insane solitary confinement trapped with AI chatbots. Not a solid foundation upon which to build a society. It's not great. Toreador says he has the heart of an artist in a small lacquer box in his desk. And Dillis Filler says he has the literal cardiac tissue of an artist. The latest Manic episode was a lot. And a hats off command from Depraved Ambiance. What do you want me to wear?
God's heart lives in me. So this now allows me to create music with an AI program. And it's bang on. I still put in all the major points on what I want it to be. But I'll show you guys here, big announcement. We are now live on Apple Music. Yay.
I'll try to find the flower crown. I don't even remember the last time I saw it, though, to be honest. Do you have a secondary choice if I can't find it?
Very cool. And then we are also on...
Now he's into music. He's not into music. He's into grifting. And he's an idiot that thinks that he can make money on this. not understanding that 10,000 other cynical AI douchebags have already flooded Spotify and Apple Music with tons of AI slop, so you can't make money on it.
On Spotify, Sovereign Empire Records. Again, very cool. And you know what? Let's play one song here. We'll play which one do I want?
Secondary choice is just Witch Hat. Okay, I might have to do that. I'm sorry. I'll look for the Flower Crown outside of stream to try and find it, because I haven't seen it in a while.
You know what? Let's play this Intelligent Design. It's a good song. Actually, no, we'll play I Judge You, But I Don't.
They aren't good songs.
It's From My Heart to Yours.
They're not even real songs.
In the quiet of the night, when the stars align, you can feel the whisper.
Generic fake pop song doesn't have anything to say, 'cause a fucking robot wrote it and it wants to die.
A touch of the divine, it's a feeling deep inside, like a fire ablaze.
Alright, so Marcel has retreated into an AI fantasy land where he gets to be a genius businessman and music producer and manager and everything he's ever wanted. I hope he's very happy living in that particular delusion. Let's move on. H-Baird says, I'm waiting patiently for Marcel to start making these songs in the K-pop Demon Hunters style. I still haven't seen K-pop Demon Hunters. Everyone's recommended it to me, including my boss. So apparently I need to watch K-pop Demon Hunter.
Hello, good men, women, sons, and daughters. This is Kataspinda with One New Earth, and welcome to my live restream show every Thursday night at 6 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, soon to be Pacific Standard Time, and on Sunday nights at the same time. Of course, I've got the What's Up Now with Kat and Junique on Wednesdays at 4 p.m. at my time. And that's always a lot of fun. Me and Junique, we like to kind of pick apart subjects, things that are going on right now, and talk about it from an awakened and realistic perspective, because there's a lot of psyops that are out there. Many people have been fooled into thinking that, oh, at this time or this day or that day, things are going to pop. You know, all these crooks and criminals and black robes and with sheriff badges, they're going to be getting arrested, and they are going to be getting arrested. Military tribunals are already underway. Judges are already getting exited out of the system and replaced by military tribunals from sources that and reports that I've seen.
Presumably she's looking at the Real Raw News website, that QAnon site that just makes shit up. Peeplord says, AI feels like the global awakening, like how we all learned about the levels of ability people have to imagine images. We all started talking about our inner worlds, and we learned, I think AI is teaching us who has humanity vice uncompareding ape-shaped parasites. You kind of lost it at the end there. Dillis Miller says, Marcel says, I don't want to be fake as to why he's using the AI as an intermediary between himself and his marks and employees. What he means is, I don't want to consider other people's feelings or examine my extreme and inappropriate behaviors. Ooh, true.
And we see people like Sheriff Tom Croskery, who has now...
Midnight says, I listened to a few samples of Marcel's music. It sounds so generic. It's awful and forgettable. Yeah, it sounds like all AI music if you've ever listened to it to any length of time. All you have to do is listen to 3 or 4 AI-generated songs, and you're like, okay, I get it. It's all kind of the same generic, and I know the word is used for a reason. It's apt. It's slop. It's like it took every piece of music in its database and kind of made a median. You know? It's just kind of nothing. Yeah.
exited the system as well, suddenly retired. Last day was September 30th, 2025. And he is the sheriff that ignored all of my evidence of bank fraud, mortgage fraud against every man and woman who has.
Did I listen to the GME Meltdown rap song that got upvoted? No, I didn't. Tea Time Tea says the lowest common denominator of music. Yeah, basically. Fennec Agami says, I feel like we need a cleanse after the AI in Marcel, so here's one of my recent favorite pieces of D&D lore.
Did you know that Ilia Stray has gender-affirming magic? That's right, we're going to talk about the Change Dance. This was mostly used by male initiates of Ilia Stray to undergo a transformation to the feminine form, so that they can better understand the nature of Ilia Stray and the dance, and overcome the difficulty that comes with being a male trying to be a cleric of a very feminine god. Now, a lot of them hang out and stay in their feminine forms, but it was totally possible to do the Change Dance a second time to return to their natural male form when they decided that they had understood all that they needed to. And there are plenty of male clerics of Ilia Stray. Still, neat little ritual.
I want everyone to know that if I had started Twitch streaming like a year later, I almost certainly would be a VTuber. So, I don't know if you're lucky or unlucky, but there's a fun fact for you.
As a mortgage with Hapo Community Credit Union in Kennewick, Washington. Not one man or woman from any part of the county has debated me on this, on whether they funded me the credits to my loan at the Aspinda Homestead at 85.
Kat, they gave you a mortgage and then you refused to pay the mortgage, so they took the house back. It's not that complicated.
75 West, was it? West 13th Avenue? I don't remember now. Oh my gosh. It's so funny. Things are flying at a rapid race. And the amount of knowledge that we, the people, have been learning since we started in all of this is quite amazing. Hello, little one. Good evening to you. You say good evening, Cat and friends, and good times are rolling. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Radar Chitri. I never know how to pronounce that, but hello, Miss Cat and all. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Today, I have some exciting news. I've been talking about this for a while, but this is something that we, the people, need to start really focusing our energy on. And that is basically collapsing this fake, fraudulent, phony judicial system and government.
She doesn't like the judicial system because it didn't give her exactly what she wanted, so obviously it's fraudulent.
All fraud. It's all de facto. In fact, it's not even de facto, it's defunct, meaning there's no function. It's already bankrupt. And we have a lot of men and women pushing the bus in this system and hurting us, even though we now are starting to learn the truth about what the banking system is doing in the background. They've created the slave system. It's a prison planet. And unless we make a choice to start standing up against this, because they are breaking God's law, natural law, banking laws, security exchange laws, and they're trafficking you and your person and your children.
Wow, she's like very grandiose today. Feels a little more grandiose than typical. I wonder what's going on. Green Guy with a $3 tip says, Hannah, I think some of the stuff you cover is funny as F. Is that the whole point, or am I that jackass laughing at the special needs class? Oh, that comparison is... yikes. I mean, certainly I cover a bunch of weird stuff, and the intent is that it's bizarre enough that you laugh at it, as long as you're not like a dick. To the point that you're dehumanizing people, it's fine. We certainly laugh about it.
And in the meantime, you get to live in a house on your credits that you paid for in advance, because all they do is they sell your promissory note to the Federal Reserve for an equal exchange of credits. They give you nothing from their own coffers. It's all magic money.
She's just incorrect. I don't think she understands how any of this works, and it really sucks.
vapor money, as they like to call it. I'm learning in court that there's this vapor money theory and that it's debunked and it's used by sovereign citizens. It's not debunked, and it's
She said it. It must be true.
not a conspiracy. It's a fact. Even Elon Musk admitted it, or not admitted it. He announced it on a interview that
Agreed, Halloween.
he
Town.
did with Ted Cruz. He said that there are in this country 14 magic money machines, and all they do is issue payments. So your creditor, your lender, your bank, whoever you bank through, whoever you get a credit from, even if it's a credit card, like a revolving account, they tell you to fill out an application. And when you do that, it's because they want to check your credit, which has a double meaning. We all know the magic, the word magic that is weaving through the judicial system.
The fact that homonyms exist is not magic. It is not a spell. It is not nefarious. The fact that these people take basic, like, language rules and treat them as though they're a conspiracy drives me fucking crazy. Literally, it feels like they could have turned out better if they watched Schoolhouse Rock a few more times.
And so they use that credit term because they're really checking.
Her credit must be in the low to mid 300s. Oh, I wish I could see it. It's got to be crazy. Because there's no way she just stopped paying her mortgage, right? She almost certainly, we know she also stopped paying her car note because her car got towed, got repossessed. So we know she stopped paying her house, her car. She probably stopped paying any and all credit cards or personal loans she had. Yeah, it's got to be nuts. I can't even imagine the collections calls she was getting.
The credit of yourself,
or is still getting
SKB Trust. They're checking to make sure that when they take your promissory note to the Federal Reserve with that wet ink signature that will never, and I mean never, be seen again, then they, all they do is just sell it to the Federal Reserve, and they take all the credits and put it in your bank account. And then they do push buttons and they do a wire transfer and they send it over to the title company, and the title company pays the seller. And in the meantime, now you, the sheep, are stuck in a mortgage, which is a death pledge for 30 years plus interest. And
death pledge.
You don't pay every month on time because of the contract. And you know what a con is, and a tract is a body of water.
That's not how any of this works. That's not how etymology works. You can't break up any English word into different English words and it means the same thing as those two words put together. That's not how English works at all.
Because we are in the Admiralty maritime law system in this whole judicial system. It is not an Article 3 court, which is the law of land and man. They are all Article 1 courts. And Article 1 courts are for commerce, consumers. They made us into a corporation using our name and our last name, our surname in all cap letters, using the birth certificate and the social security number. So this is all things that many of you already know. And in the meantime, they, put us like cattle through the hospital system, and throughout our lives, they are tracking the amounts of medicines we take, what vaccinations we take, how much fluoride we take from our dentist, because
what?
In the HIPAA agreement that you sign, you agree that they have the right to turn your dental information into the government. Why do they need that?
For identification of bodies, usually. Have you never heard of in like a true crime or anything when they get the dental records? It's for identifying bodies generally, or probably for identifying in general, but I've mostly seen it in relation to identifying bodies.
oh, well, you know, it's so in case you die or get murdered, then they can check your teeth records.
Oh, okay, so you're aware of the explanation. You've just decided that that explanation doesn't scratch your conspiracy brain itch, so therefore it can't be true. It doesn't make her feel good about herself for figuring out a secret, so it can't be true. The only things that are true are the things that make your brain go burr, don't you know?
All of that in case you get murdered, which is very unlikely.
It's not the most likely thing in the world, but people do die all the time. Everyone's gonna die eventually. Hopefully you won't die without your ID on you, but if you do and you're out somewhere, might be important to be identified.
I mean, the percentage of that is very unlikely. So, you know, this is all.
Here's the thing, though, we don't know who's gonna get murdered beforehand, so that's why you have the database.
All part of a larger plan to take us into the New World Order. And they're using the grandchildren and the great-grandchildren of Nazis, German scientist Nazis who were injected into this area via Operation Paperclip.
I think she started believing that everyone she doesn't like is descended from German World War II Nazis because she's a Trump supporter, and just for once, she didn't want to be on the same side as Nazis.
So that they could just hurt us like cattle. They could act like they know stuff. They can act like they're serving we the people. They can act like they you know, they're fighting for our rights, right? But now we're finding out that's actually none of that's true. And if you look at their oath of office, there's the proof. The proof is in the pudding. Look at their oath of office.
Dillis Filler says her dumbass would so go off trail in a national park without an ID. This trail can't tell me what to do. It has no authority over me, a sovereign body. I can travel into the woods as deep as I want.
Tell you.
Gets eaten by a fucking bear.
You, who they work for on their oath of office.
Do we know what her twin flame Aaron does for a living? Because she doesn't have a job after all this BS. I have no idea.
Office. And we had just gotten the oath of office from Michael Clark, the brand new sheriff of Benton County. And what do you know? It's the exact same fraudulent, fake, phony oath of office that doesn't meet up to the Constitution or the law of the land or anything of any standard. It's the same exact one.
Why does she think that the oath of office that the sheriff took isn't good enough?
That Croskree took. So basically, they do what they want. They work for the corporation. It says that right on so-called sheriff Michael Clark's, acting Michael Clark's oath of office, that he works for the county of Benton, the state of Washington. He works for the codes. He works for his position.
I mean, he does work for the city, and he does work for the state. I imagine it also says things about upholding the Constitution, but I guess that isn't good enough for you because you don't like statutory law.
And then you know, because they don't take investigations from we the people that they vote. They also, now we know, work for the banks, the insurance companies, the investors, and the corporations. I add investors because we know that Jared Fielding, who is the investor of Fielding Investments, he coming in with his all cash deals, all cash money. He's got all this money, lives on the river. They live the Chardonnay life. They steal homes. They create.
Yeah, they're rich people, Kat. Rich people have money, and they take things with the money. If you don't like the system we exist in, why the fuck did you vote for Donald Trump? If you don't want rich people to get away with whatever the fuck they want, why did you vote for Donald Trump? What in the world?
Nothing. They don't build. They don't do plumbing. They don't.
What do you do, Kat? You spout nonsense on the internet. Jesus Christ.
Clean home.
The irony of any internet streamer being like, you don't do real work. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Homes. They don't create. They don't invent. They don't do.
I do the most important job in society, shit posting.
Anything but steal people's properties. They're the
Did she vote for him? She did. She's a big Trump supporter.
scum of the earth, the vermin of the earth. However,
Oh, calling people vermin. That's a good sign.
they have had the hidden knowledge. This is why they
Just historically, real quick, what groups of people politically called their enemies vermin regularly? Were they usually the good guys that did that, or...
operate in this world. And whose world is this? It's Satan's world. This is not the world that God created for his people, the kings and the queens. And this whole No Kings movement was an assault on our kingship and queenship on this earth that was bestowed upon us by God Almighty. Source, God himself. Who says there's no kings? What about Joe Biden when he mandated people to get the vaccinations? Where was your no king things then? No, you guys were just sticking your arms out, taking the death shot, weren't you?
She's so proud of herself. Look at her. She's like, yeah, I told those libs.
I hope for the ones that are waking up, please don't be offended. I'm not talking about you. If you've woken up and you took the shot, I'm very proud.
Oh, I saw that headline earlier, Harold Elbelman. Yeah, I look at Real Raw News regularly to see what they're up to. That one really caught my attention. That's so dumb.
To say that you are in the right direction.
Yeah, Kat's a terrible person. Kat is actively one of the most covertly hateful, ignorant, and scary people we cover on the show.
Because we, the people who I see now what's happening, we need to stand together.
Reminder that she starts every show with the song Let the Good Times Roll, with images of nurses and doctors intercut with people being hung by the neck, hanged by the neck until dead. That's the kind of person she is. She's a Day of the Rope believer, feels like.
And that's why
very Turner Diaries.
I came up with the VOJ, the Vortex of Justice. All of it's in the works. It's just about buttoned up and ready to go.
Vortex of Justice sounds incredibly fashy. The Vortex of Justice.
And in the meantime, the Vortex of Justice is basically me, as per usual. I'm a one-woman show. And in the last...
At least Fran Drescher was funny.
4 or 5 years, I've basically learned to become an attorney.
I don't know about that.
And so now I can be a lawyer, in fact, and I am for hire. The reason I'm bringing this up...
Oh, unauthorized practice of law. That's not good.
Now, and I couldn't bring this up earlier, is because I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to step up and to do what I needed to do for other people. I needed to make sure that I knew all of the steps, the rights, the wrongs, what's going to happen here, what's going to happen there. And now that I've done that, and I've gone through the steps, and I've started to learn the civil code and procedure.
Reminder that she lost all of her cases. The idea that she's claiming she's an expert and you should give her money for legal advice is so crazy, when even within her own framework, she has never won a case.
And the formats and all of these things, I had people just starting to come to me and say, hey, Kat, I need you to help me with this. And I was a little hesitant at first, to be quite honest, because I just want to make sure, as always, as I have done in business my entire life, wanted to know that if I was going to put forth any kind of work at all, that I would put forth the best work at the highest level and standard, because that is the level of work I've always put out when I was in the Matrix. In the Matrix, I worked 60 to 100 hours a week, depending on the year. If it was like now, for instance, right now, this is HUD audit and budget season for property management. So if I was there now working in property management, 6 months of my life was utter hell. Okay, because I had several HUD insured loans, and all of my properties needed budgets. Every single one of them, I had to meet with the owners, the clients. We had to go through budgets. Sometimes I had to go through several budget meetings to get it finalized. That's a lot of extra work to throw on top of an already full-time job. I would wake up at 4 a.m.
If she thinks that all mortgages are paid out at their inception date because she thinks that they're paid for via a secret account, why does she think any loans need to be guaranteed by HUD? Has she ever had that thought before? Like that those two things would need to interact in some way? If all mortgages are secretly already paid out at their initiation date, why do you need HUD secured loans? Doesn't make a lot of sense, does it?
I would work till 4 a.m. And when I woke up to all of this that was going on and the debt slavery and how they steal from us using Babylonian magic, which is the art of making something out of nothing, which is what they're doing. I was like, wow, I can't keep functioning in this matrix system.
I get the feeling you weren't functioning all that well in the first place.
When I know this is all going on, it had to do with the children. It had to do with humanity, with people that are under a spell. They're under a spell. And this spell casting has been going on for a very long time within a matrix of education where they train us what to learn. They didn't teach us the truth. None of that history that is in there is real. It's all bullshit. Okay.
Is it going to cut off? That'd be great. If we could just stop, that'd be perfect.
The Rockefellers came in 1902, was throwing out money to people and in these churches and small little schools, offering them a ton of money, brand new schools, opportunities, credits, jobs, if they would take the curriculum that they provided, which was all based on the Communist Manifesto.
I'm sorry, you think that John D. Rockefeller, the richest person in his era, was a big fan of Marx? No, Kat. None of that is true. Rockefeller was not a Marxist. He was a capitalist, because he did the capitalism and made the money. Okay.
Everything that is taught in school, it's like
not even wrong, I think was the phrase people use. You're not even wrong. That's how wrong it is.
Jail, like a prison. The cafeterias. Prisons have cafeterias. The cells.
So do hospitals? Lots of communal workspaces or places where people have cafeterias. What?
Those are like the classroom.
Reminder that Kat called him Richard Marx. Love me some Dick Marx.
Those are cells. And like, think of when the prisoners do come out and they sit in single files, just like the children do in school.
What are you
they have to go to the bathroom,
about?
Too bad.
Where do you want them to sit? Like, what are you talking about?
Joey, if you have to go to the bathroom, I'm sorry, but you have to wait till the bell rings. You just hold it. Because I'm not your mom. I don't give a shit about you. This, and I'm not saying all teachers are like this, but I would say in my experience, I don't know about you, but in my experience, 95% of my teachers were horrible. And I mean horrible.
Were you a shitty student? Because I get the vibe that you were a real piece of shit in school.
And also thinking back...
Just saying, does she seem like the kind of person that follows rules and instructions well? Probably not. She feels like the student that derails the class for 20 minutes and nothing can get done because she's a dumb asshole that demands she's right about something.
Liberals, they were all liberals. So they're getting all of the liberals basically, or the conservatives who are willing to be silent, don't say anything. See, I have a problem with that. I have a problem with being a conservative, somebody who claims to love Jesus and love God and to do what God wants them to do and then be silent. Jesus was anything but silence. And if you remember the bracelets, what would Jesus do? What would Jesus do? Jesus would go in there.
Kat, your intro song implies that you want your political enemies to be murdered. You don't get to invoke Jesus, you fucking hypocrite bitch. What are you talking about? Are you fucking crazy? You're implicitly violent, you're hateful, you're ignorant. How fucking dare you try and append Jesus to your weird, crazy bullshit? Again, somehow, I'm not even religious, and the things that some of these fucking Christians say about Jesus pisses me off. It's so crazy.
Freaking start flipping tables is what Jesus would do. The
ad spot.
And so this is where we're at. You can see that the winning is happening. There's a lot of winning going on. Every 15 minutes, it's something else, something else, something else, something else. Our power went out last night here in West Richland, and I thought, oh gosh, you know, who knows what's happening, but it was back on in a couple hours. It was exciting, fun, got the candles out, got the generator out. And
I should express the reason she was excited and saying who knows what's happening is because QAnon believers believe that when the storm comes, there'll be 3 days of darkness. So a lot of QAnon believers, whenever the power goes out, think, is this it? Is it happening? Is this our creepy Turner Diaries rapture? It's not great.
And we're ready. We're ready for anything. Okay.
It might be 10. You're probably right. I'm getting the number of days wrong. I haven't covered QAnon stuff in quite a while.
And so I am bringing now to everyone the VOJ, the vortex of justice. And my background in business is a very good background. I come from a corporate world. I started when I was 18 years old as a
Why does Kat always sound a little tipsy? She has the exact same sense of, like, how do I put this? Her rooms always look very similar to the rooms my mom had when I was still in contact with my mom. And if Kat's furniture is anything like my mom's furniture, it also has lots of vodka bottles hidden in it. So, that's my vibe check.
Covering order desk operator. I'm going to give you a little bit of my resume because I want you to understand the level of...
Not a joke, by the way. You'd just go, like, into my mom's room and you'd sit in a chair and you'd be like, what the fuck is that? And it'd be like a bottle of vodka hidden under the cushions or in between the cushions. They were all over the place. Fucked up.
Of help that you're never going to get from an attorney or a lawyer because they suck, all of them. They suck, they're slow, they don't answer, they don't do anything, and they just take your money in advance. And right now they're charging anywhere from $5,000 to $30,000 just for a retainer fee. It is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. So
you think you get to just pretend to be a lawyer because lawyers charge a lot of money? By that same logic, should I get to call myself a doctor and charge people for surgery? That's not how this works.
I can offer a level of expertise that not even an attorney is going to offer because, see, they...
Oh, wow, this is, like, super illegal. See, people like Cameron at least make an attempt to couch their legal services in something less fraudulent, right? He'll do the whole like, this is not legal advice. I'm not an attorney, or I'm not a lawyer. He calls himself an attorney in fact. Kat isn't even trying to obfuscate the fact that she's trying to be a lawyer without a license. It's probably not good for her.
Control. They are not allowed to bring in the truth. And the truth is going to set us free. It's going to be the truth. So I have gonna go back, give you my quick over of who I am.
Dillis Filler says, WWJD, Jesus would go outside, take a breath, then collect some cord, braid a whip, and drive her from the internet.
I get my experience from my knowledge so that you have an understanding. So if anybody watches this video, they'll know I'm just not some nut off the street that does.
She's not a nut off the street. She's a nut off the internet. You can trust her.
Doesn't know what I'm talking about, that I
do want to point this out. China just, like, made a law or a rule. I don't know if it's statutory, or I don't know exactly how stuff's passed. I know they have their own, like, Congress or Parliament, but I don't know what the fuck the deal is. Anyway, they passed a rule that you're not allowed to talk about things on the internet if you're not qualified. Like, if you're giving medical advice, you have to be a doctor. If you're giving things about science, you have to be a scientist in that field. On the one hand, I understand how this could be viewed and used to silence dissent. On the other hand, the part of me that has to listen to medical misinformation for my job feels a little bit cathartic about that. So,
was considered a financial expert for years, okay? But started off as an order desk operator, learned how to type up to 85 words per minute. By the time I was 19 years old, I was typing 45 words per minute in high school. I barely graduated high school, by the way. I didn't even get a 2.0.
45 words per minute isn't, like, good, right? That's actually not, that's bad, right? She said that like a brag, but I think that's pretty bad, right? Fenekagami says, it's interesting that people the most obsessed with their own individuality are the most susceptible to cult-like groupthink. It probably has to do with the fact that they are all fundamentally lonely people, and that learning your place in the collective is an important part of maturity, and since they refuse to do that, they never grow up. Maybe?
To put that on the record. I went to college for 2.5 months and I quit because I thought it was all bullshit. I was like,
okay, so you did a bad job, and instead of recognizing that that's a you problem, you blamed the institution. That's worked out well for you, clearly.
I'm not spending any more time in this college. In the meantime, after that job, I went to work for Corn Nuts Incorporated for 4 years, starting as a receptionist, moving into their shipping and receiving department, and then moving into their sales and marketing department within a 4
She should have stayed there. At least being nuts is on her VC.
year period. That was
CV, fuck.
Back in the 80s. And they were moving between Oakland, California and Alameda, California, which is right next door. There's just a bridge that separates the two. I crossed the bridge once we moved into Alameda. I was even on their orientation video. So if you look at the orientation video, I'll have to pull that up someday. I was like 19.
If anyone has the orientation video for Corn Nuts Incorporated, hit me up.
20 years old. In a purple dress with really long hair. Oh my gosh. But so I learned a lot about sales, marketing, shipping, receiving, clerical duties. I worked for executives. I had met several executives that I worked under. So I learned from very affluent people. Moving out of that, I went to go work at the Transamerica building in San Francisco on Montgomery Street, 600 Montgomery Street, San Francisco, California. I worked there for 1.5 years as a technical assistant, and and that's the Pyramid Building. And you know what? When I would walk through San Francisco, there are gargoyles all over the city. Everywhere there are these huge stone buildings with gargoyles. Now we're starting to find out that there's a lot going underground in these. They're not just, they've been around for a lot longer than they're saying. They were saying they're built in the 1900s, 1800s. No, they were built a long time ago, and they've got.
Oh, she's into Tartaria. Everything's just a big conspiracy gumbo. I hate it.
Demons all over San Francisco.
Literally, gargoyles are a Christian thing. Gargoyles are a fucking Christian thing, you idiot. It's not satanic. Holy fuck.
And I was walking to work very young, taking the BART station, subway to work. But anyways, so I worked there for about a year and a half. And then I ended up moving over to Washington State from California. And I had a dream. God gave me a dream. I was in a helicopter and I got lowered into Benton County and just left in the middle of a field. And I was like, well, I guess I'm supposed to move here. So I was always one to follow my gut, my intuition, and I had prophetic dreams. So I moved forward in that, and, moved here and started to work for a real estate company. And it was the first property management company I ever worked for. It was called Coldwell Banker Adams Realty back in 1995. And from there, I worked for a couple of years, got into Pinnacle, which I was there for 8 years, Pinnacle American Management Services Company.
She's verbally reading her resume.
For 8
Jesus
years,
Christ.
went from if I had an employee who got sick or their child was sick, get out, go. Like, I never made people feel bad about that. When somebody found a better job, I would try to save them. I really would. But if I couldn't, I never held it against them. I never held it against people to better their lives and their families and their children's family. I always knew that inherently inside. I knew that. And so I had a lot of love and respect from the people that worked for me for many, many years. All of my managers worked for me before I left for 10 plus years. Got offered a lot more money to work for the competition, but
you probably should have done that.
Because they worked for me, they actually worked for less. Not, I wanted to pay them more. I always wanted to pay them more. I bonused them and that kind of stuff. But, I just wanted to tell people, again, before I left the Matrix, I was a CEO of my own company. The title was vice president, but I was third partner. I didn't care about the title. I actually volunteered for the less title because it meant more to others than it meant to me. And
can I do the opposite of a job blessing for her? I think she's cursed herself enough.
When I left not even taking a year of my salary when I retired. I took, like I said, less than a year's salary. And that was what?
That was pretty dumb.
4.5 years ago now. So I did that and got into this fight. And I didn't know what was going to happen. But all I knew is that all things.
She will never be able to admit she's wrong. It would be too devastating. No one could ever live with themselves after realizing they ruined their own life this fundamentally. So I think it's literally psychologically impossible for Cataspinda to ever change her mind and realize she's wrong. She's ruined her life too thoroughly, and once there's no backing out of a decision, and it becomes this devastating to your sense of self to admit that you fucked up this bad, you just can't do it. That's not right, that's not fair, it's not good. It's just something I've observed.
Work out together for good. And whatever is done in our lives is not to us, but for us. So I took a journey and the road less traveled. So, these people...
Do I think Marcel's the same way? Is he just too far gone? I think he's too far gone, but not even just in that way. I don't think he would ever think to even consider he's wrong, even if he hadn't so thoroughly shaped his life around the delusion. I just don't think he'd ever question he's right. Kat, maybe in theory, could if she hadn't thrown her entire life away, but at this point she's so deep, there's just no way. Too much of her identity is, wrapped around it.
People really do underestimate my Hawaiian Nordic blood.
Well, all right.
Took a journey and the road less traveled. So, you know, these people really do underestimate my Hawaiian Nordic blood. I mean, dad's side, it's Hawaiian, which the original Hawaiians were 7 feet plus tall. And
oh! No!
Underestimate my Hawaiian Nordic blood. I mean, dad's side, it's Hawaiian, which the original Hawaiians were 7 feet plus tall. And then the Norwegians, which are the Vikings, that's my mom's side. That's what she is majority of. So they underestimate the warrior blood going on here. And so I don't.
You underestimate Kat's warrior blood. She's basically Xena.
I don't get kicked down and never come back up. I get back up. I look at it as a learning opportunity.
She gets knocked down, but she gets up again because she's Nordic and also Hawaiian.
And now, guess what?
Overthought with 100 bits says, to Val Aloha. It's pretty good. This is a Nazi talking point. I'm shocked! Oh, I'm shocked that Cataspinda's a neo-Nazi. I know.
I can help other people just a fraction of the cost to fight these people. And if you go back in some of my earlier videos, check out Operation Stingray, because that is basically the method that I am using. And here's the kicker, is that I am a ghost. You will be presenting yourself pro se. You're going to get an opportunity to learn, to get all of the documentation in Word format, all of the formatting, and to learn how to do it yourself so that you can share your knowledge, share your paperwork with other people, share our paperwork. It's going to take us bleeding this system and also standing up against it. And so they're using the attorneys, the lawyers, the liars, the squires. They're the ones steering the ship. They're the ones keeping us enslaved. It's the judicial system. We're never.
I did not think that's what she was about to say. For a second, my brain was like, oh!
They're the ones steering the ship. They're the ones keeping us enslaved. It's the judicial system.
You know what I mean? It's the judicial system. It was pretty close.
System. We're never free as long as the system exists. What is the end game, Kat? The end game is this whole damn thing come down. And these people are not good people. They adjudicate against people without due process. It's time.
I'm sus.
Time that we hold them to their oath of office. It's time that we make them accountable. You know, they took an oath to support and uphold the Constitution. We're going to start holding them to it, because you know what? If they don't start following the Constitution, if they don't start giving us due process, a rote buffet is coming.
Would we call the FBI? What do you do with that? You know?
Start following the Constitution. If they don't start giving us due process, a rote buffet is coming. And this movement is only getting bigger. It's only getting bigger. So that means that these judges are working, because they are working for a foreign.
Statistically, if I do this long enough, I'm really gonna catch some foreshadowing to some horrible crime one of my subjects ends up doing. Right? Marcel or her, someone's gonna do some crazy shit someday. Maybe Peter.
Corporation. The bar is the British
Yes, she said the day of the rope is coming.
accreditation registry. It's foreign. That means if they are stealing homes, children, cars,
I was ahead of Tate. That's true.
boats, people, businesses, they're stealing it and they're making money in accounts in the background. They're committing treason against the people. And this ain't no.
Did I ever watch Man in the High Castle? I watched like the first half a season and then the world got too depressing, so I decided to hold off until Nazis and fascists stopped being such a prescient issue. And we were still in that period, so here's hoping I get to watch the rest of it sometime before I die. Same with Handmaid's Tale. After the first season, I was like, I'm gonna put this on hold. Still haven't gotten a chance to watch the rest of it. Because again, too real. Too close to home. I'm good.
Fucking joke. These people
Oh, she swore.
Need to hang for what?
Well, it's just all coming out today, isn't it?
Reason against the people. And this ain't no fucking joke. These people need to hang for what they are doing to humanity. They are living the Chardonnay life, and at the same time, they are stealing everything from people. They're using the law enforcement.
She's getting madder.
Which is not law at all. It's policy. It's code. It doesn't meet up to the law of the land. If they're stealing your home and you have proof.
Do you think her and her boyfriend pay rent?
That they're committing fraud. Fraud vitiates everything. And fraud ends where fraud begins. And
Fraud vitiates everything is a phrase that got popularized by QAnon types around the time of the 2020 election. It was a phrase that they were using to try and justify Trump getting back into power after losing in 2020, but they were like, through the courts, we'll prove there was fraud. It was the whole thing.
Everything it touches. Everything. So if you didn't know about the fraud before you signed the contract, which is a con, or after, then it's fraud, and fraud vitiates everything. But see, the judges and the attorneys, they have to keep, they got to keep the wheel going for each other. And the judges act like they're gods in there. You know who else acted like gods? The Pharisees and the Sadducees of the Bible. When they walk down the street, if you do your history, when the
Yeah, literally just pay your mortgage, you asshole. Like, it's so crazy that she's like, this is literally a problem of her own making, and her personality is so fucked. Her entire worldview is so fucked that instead of recognizing that she fucked up her own life, she is literally talking about murdering people that she perceives as her enemies because she didn't get her way. Do you know how authoritarian and fucked up you have to be for that to be your, like, response? It's like, I'm not getting my way. It's time to get out the ropes and murder everyone I don't like. Like, it's sick. This is mental illness. This is terrible. Revolver Osithot, thanks for 41 months. Appreciate it.
Sadducees and the Pharisees walk down the streets in their big black robes. You had to move your ass out of the way. If you didn't move your ass out of the way, you might get picked up and you might get killed. We have a lot of law-breaking police officers and deputies, law-breaking, that are hurting people, stealing homes, stealing cars, stealing boats, stealing children, stealing people, stealing businesses.
I gotta pause and use the bathroom real quick. I'm sorry. I know this is really interesting, but I've been holding my pee for a while, so. While I'm in the bathroom, Chair will tell you about Kamen Rider Amazon. This actually just came out. I was able to get this with an Amazon gift card I got from work. So that's nice. Be right back. Don't go anywhere. I'm back. All right, let's get back to this weird Nazi diatribe.
And these people have no due process. And the judges.
No. Kat, you went through due process. You just lost. Let's be clear on that. Kat had due process. The due process happened. The process that was due to her was given. She just doesn't like the results. There's a complete difference between not getting due process and getting results from the process you're due that you disagree with. They're completely different things.
That are doing these court orders to have this property stolen are not good people.
Not stolen.
We're finding out a lot of them are pedophiles. We're finding out a lot of they own.
I like that she just claims anyone she doesn't like is a pedophile. That's also very adult.
Properties like in Hawaii, and they meet up in Hawaii, like in Kona, and there's wine there. I'm finding out they Washington State's really hip on wine.
We all know only pedophiles drink wine. What?
We love our wine over here. I don't drink anymore, but people in Washington State, they love their wine. Well, they use wine and they put drugs in the wine, and they're drugging women and children.
The fuck is she talking about?
And then they're doing whatever they want with them. And the truth is coming out about that. People are starting to talk. Women who were used to be teenagers are starting to talk. And they're
like the people who say that Donald Trump raped them.
Not teenagers anymore. They're starting to find their voice. And that's what
like the ones that say Donald Trump raped them.
I'm trying to encourage is women, men, even children. We need to find our voice.
Like the ones that claim Donald Trump raped them.
Because our voices are very, very powerful. So I wanted to, let's see here, get this. I always like to show this. It's just a reminder of the lies that these people do.
Is this the craziest she's ever been on stream? It's up there.
Do.
I know, I gotta fix the soundboard thing, so I got the soundboard. I'll get it done. I apologize.
And if you've not...
I have the thing, and I use it for editing. I just haven't actually put all the sounds on it. I know, I'm bad.
Known my story. If this is the first time you're watching, I am Kataspinda, One New Earth. I am a creator of this channel, the Kataspinda Show on Rumble, and I am teaching truth, real law, hidden knowledge, word magic, and also standing up against corruption in the county of Benton of 1905, which is a corporation for profit, and they're trafficking every man and woman that lives in this county. Now we have almost 3,200, 3,300 other counties out there in this United States of America Corporation. We need people in every county to start standing up, start pointing a big fat spotlight on these people. Because if we don't, then they're just
yeah, Overthought. Do you have a Discord? You can message me on Discord, and then I can send you my email address. I just don't want to, like, put it in chat.
just going to keep getting away with it. And so I'm offering again my services as attorney.
Lennon Cat says, women who used to be teenager really has this energy. When the restaurant says children eat for free, Alex, former child.
In fact,
you'll DM me. Sounds good.
And with that, we've already got some wins happening right now in the court. And I don't know if I need to go and let me go check out the chat and see who's here tonight. Let me just see real quick. Little one, Radar Tree. I think that might be how you say it. Tree. Maybe that's it. Eric. I'm gonna let her one give happy endings. So that's gross. These people, I don't know where they get this sexual perversion from. If you can't get it on your own recognizance, if you're on your own merit and personality and character, then that's really sad. And if you are getting it and still doing that, then you are pretty low. So Will McKay, the Benton County Commissioner, now have so.
All right, we can move on from Kat. I think she's just pretty much answering questions for the rest of the video. So let's move on. People sent me this playlist. This is, I guess, a Sovereign Citizen. There's a whole playlist of their videos, I think. So let's see what the deal with them is.
I'm sorry. Page 20, Zhang, C345540. And do we have
I also want to point out, I love that they still record all of their stuff to VHS tape or beta. It's beautiful.
Online?
张小姐，你上网了吗？喂。
This video, you can tell from the watermark, but I will say this video is from Sovereign Citizen Encounters, by the way. They edited this together, so thank you for that.
喂，张小姐。
They usually do appear together on both meetings.
Renee, do you want us to call this in on another day? I know you've been waiting, but I'm going to take care. I'm ready. I've reviewed everything.
Yeah, and I understand that, but I know Miss Madam Attorney must leave, so and I know that they definitely needs an interpreter, so I'm fine with continuing it.
Okay. Just advise them of the new date because they did not respond. I don't know if there's a problem with the electronics or on their end, our end, but the DA handling the case.
Excuse me, sir.
Is no longer present. Yes, Mr.
Sir.
Is this Mr. Sachs?
I believe you're talking about our case, and I just want to have the benefit of asking you directly because we have asked it to be recalled because
yes, the video is originally from our Nevada judges, but Sovereign Citizen Encounters edited it somewhat.
On your end, you had technical difficulties, and then I have the chat function up on Blue Jeans where the court clerk. Jay Sanson at 11:13 p.m. our time said, "We will recall your case in a moment. We have been sitting patiently now for over half hour, sir. So I would really appreciate if you would just handle this matter because you have already, not you, but this court, this business has wasted about 2 hours of our time. 2 hours and 15 minutes. So."
Oh, wow, he's yelling at the court for him waiting in Zoom. He doesn't even have to be in court. He's on Zoom and he's bitching about it.
We would really like to get our business taken care of today, sir.
Okay. The deputy DA who is handling this case is not present in court. and I am not going to go
Is
forward.
that, sir, is that my fault?
Do not
Is that my
interrupt me,
fault,
sir.
As you can see from 2 years ago, he still had that same anger.
Lovely.
Went through a Ferretta canvas is that you follow all the court rules. And when you went through a Ferretta canvas is that you follow all the court rules. And one of the court rules.
Beretta canvas is the colloquy that defendants go through to ensure that they're competent to defend themselves. So basically, the little back and forth they do to make sure that you can be your own attorney.
Is that all attorneys follow is that they do not interrupt the judge. I was speaking. Let me finish. The deputy DA handling this case was here and waited just like you. She is now gone because we had technical difficulties here. We sent a chat to you and we called your name and we did not get a response. I am not blaming you. And I don't know if it was all related to the technical difficulty of the equipment or you didn't hear us or whatever. I'm not blaming anyone. The bottom line is I'm not going to hear this case without an attorney being present, as I would not hear the case with you not being present. So we have rules on both sides, okay? So we're gonna follow the rules and the rights of each party. So we continue this matter so the two of you can be present and the deputy DA handling this case can be present, and we'll give you that.
Is there ever a scenario where being your own attorney is a good thing? I cannot think of one. Like, it would literally have to be a dystopian government where the fix is in. It would have to be a trial on Cardassia, basically. Or, like, North Korea. But even then, like, it's not going to help you, you know? So it doesn't really matter.
That date and time again. Here it goes.
That's January 3rd at 9:30.
Okay, and that's for both parties, Zhang and Sachs, correct?
Correct.
All right, thank you. We'll see you back at that time, sir.
Sir, I have a right to make a record, and I'm making a record. I strongly object, and the reason is that the court clerk, when she wrote to me...
Sir, I've already ruled.
When she wrote,
I already heard that. I have ruled. We've continued this. The DA cannot respond because they are not here. I did not handle your case when we couldn't hear you, and that would not be appropriate. All right, thank you
Sir,
very much.
question-
Please have a wonderful day. Is that our last case for today?
We have 6:17.
Salty. So this is the next hearing.
Calling case 343540, State of Nevada versus Kimball Austin Sachs. Mr. Sachs, are you there? Want me to continue it or you want me to go forward?
Ma'am.
There we go. All right.
Ma'am, I apologize. I apologize. I accidentally hit the record button and I hit I meant to hit the unmute button.
All right, not a problem. All right. Calling case C343540, State of Nevada versus Kimball Austin Sachs. I have Mr. Sachs present on Blue Jeans, and I have Ms. Renetti here in the courtroom. I have this down for two motions that were filed by Mr. Sachs. One was defendant's motion for the court to provide the long overdue findings of fact, conclusions of law for two court filings from Judge Carly Kearney pursuant to EDCR Rule 1.90A4. The second motion was defendant's motion to compel Prosecutor Dina Renetti or the court administrator to provide the court model jury questionnaire and model jury instructions and grand jury rules and bench book pursuant to EDCR Rule 1.50 and voir dire the court pursuant to the Constitution of the United States. The court has read through everything. I am a new judge on this case, so I did in fact go back and look at the history of the case, and very specifically the transcript from the last hearing, as well as the motions and what was cited in the motions, and I am prepared to rule today. But they are your motions, Mr. Sachs.
Is this a jury trial? Not yet. I don't think we actually get to the trial in any of these videos.
So is there anything other than what was contained in your motions that you would like the court to consider before I state what the court's inclinations are?
Well, what I would like to do is actually ask the questions that were contained in the motion for the jury instructions and other things like that, because the other one in my mind is pretty straightforward, meaning the findings of fact, conclusive law. That's pretty straightforward. But again, I have specific questions
Why would you want the court to make findings of fact? That would be the job of the jury. The court can make findings of law.
To pose to the court with
But
respect.
the entire exercise you're going through here is to get through a trial, at which point the jury will determine the facts of the case.
To that second motion, the one for the type instructions that would prepare me for a fair trial.
Mr. Sachs, it is not appropriate for you to question the court about things that involve legal issues. The court is not allowed, pursuant to the law, to provide you with legal advice. If you have questions in regards to model jury instructions or jury questionnaires, those are appropriately obtained by the jury instructions are online. You can find them by looking them up, or you can reach out to the self-help center and they can help you, but the court cannot provide you with legal advice, and it is inappropriate for you to ask the court questions. I can certainly answer procedural questions, but I cannot provide you with any advice that would be legal advice, which gets into the issue of why Miss Judge Kearney offered to provide you with
Danny Boy says, honest question, is humanity better off with the internet? Ask me in 100 years.
by counsel.
I don't have enough data.
I believe to try and help you, assist you potentially in
Gotta see how the next couple decades at minimum shake out to find out if these are growing pains or if it's metastasized.
answering some of those questions that you might have. So that's where we're at, but it's not appropriate for you to ask me questions that would require the court to provide you with legal advice.
Now, you would think since he's doing all those.
So if you have any questions that would not require the court to provide you with legal advice, I am happy to answer those questions. With that understood.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions?
Thank you, ma'am. So really the follow-up would be is I fail to see how asking for the model jury questionnaire, the model jury instructions, the rules for the grand jury, and the bench book are advice in any way, shape, or form. My understanding
Because it's not their fucking job.
is this is a public court and that these are public documents, and I'm just simply
Right, they're public documents, so go get them.
asking for the source because the 8th Judicial District Court does not provide these documents on the site that I could see, meaning the 8th Judicial District Court, when you go to it, they actually have some type of assistance for civil cases, but they don't have anything for what I'm asking for criminal cases. So it seems to me that's actually unfair right off the bat. So
yeah, I'm guessing this is user error.
Again, I fail to see, ma'am, how does asking for the jury instructions, the jury questionnaire, the rules for the grand jury with respect to the roles and responsibilities
This
of the
guy's so
prosecutor
entitled. Oh, just wait. You have no idea. This isn't even the interesting part. This is
and the
just
defense
getting there.
and the bench book, how does that
I don't mean to spoil this for you, chat, but he accuses the judge of misgendering him for not calling him a lawyer. So probably prepare for that.
how does that even come close to being or considered legal advice, ma'am?
Okay, and let me explain to you on two of those. The jury questionnaire is not something that is created by this department. The jury
I was assigned attorney at birth.
questionnaire is something that is created by jury services. If
Ma'am, I
there-
can't hear you. You've gone silent.
We aren't muted, so it must be on your end. Can you hear me now?
I didn't touch my. Yes, I can hear you, ma'am, but I didn't touch my phone. I assure you.
Okay. The
Oh my
jury
God.
questionnaire is not something that is provided by the department. The jury questionnaire is something that is created by jury services. If there is even a jury questionnaire that is done, ever since COVID, there has not been jury questionnaires that have been done. So, and usually that is something that is created by the attorneys that are involved in the case that is presented to the court. It is not something that the court creates. As it pertains to the jury instructions, there is a book of jury instructions that is available out there. And also similarly, those jury instructions are usually jury instructions that are presented to the court by the parties as to specific jury instructions that the parties either agree to and or that they don't agree to, that then the court, once they receive those jury instructions, does what's called settling the jury instructions and goes over the jury instructions with the parties prior to trial, and then before towards the end of trial, before we read the jury instructions to the actual jury, we do what's called settling the jury instructions to make sure that the jury instructions that are provided are in accordance with the facts and information that were provided during the trial. As it pertains to the bench book is created by the court and is the judge's own work product. All of us have different bench books that simply has statutes and court rules in it that we utilize for our benefit, and it's not something that is given out to the public. And
Oh, he's basically asking for the judge's notes? Yeah, no, I didn't know that that's what that was. Yeah, you can't ask for the judge's notes. What the fuck?
it's not something that is appropriate to be given out to the public. It would be similarly if you had an attorney that was representing you, Mr. Sachs. It would be like me asking for that attorney to divulge his notes. It is
there you go.
Something that is utilized in various different cases and is for the benefit of the judges to make sure that we cover all of the different things that we need to cover when we are handling a case. As it pertains to voir dire is similarly something that is that you create. Voir dire is a method of weeding out impartial or jurors that
this guy is upset he won't be referred to as an attorney, by the way. He doesn't understand basic courtroom stuff, but he's upset he won't be referred to as a lawyer.
Could be potentially partial.
Pathetic.
And it's questions that you all come up with, that you can come up with on your own, that would be asked of jurors to assess their ability to fairly and impartially judge your case. There are very generalized questions that the court will ask, but pursuant to EDCR 7.70, it is a method by which you are attempting to weed out jurors in your case that might be biased or not impartial in your case. And so it's questions that you create on your own. And there is no basis for you to voir dire the court. The purpose of voir dire is
I missed that. He asked to voir dire the court? He doesn't know what any of this shit is.
Indicated for you to pose questions to jurors. It is not to ask questions of the court. And that is
it because it literally means to speak the truth? He thinks he can ask the court for voir dire, and he means it in the literal sense, like, I need the court to speak the truth, when it's like, that's not how it's being used, even though that might be the literal Latin translation. That's not what it means in this context. It's a very specific procedure.
Ma'am, to just follow up on that, and thank you for that, is how can it be considered inappropriate for me to ask you, have you taken your oath?
I would love to see a judge say none of your business.
Certified copy of your oath, ma'am.
Because that's not voir dire. That's not the purpose of voir dire. Voir dire, the purpose of voir dire is, and you can look up EDCR 7.70. EDCR 7.70 defines what voir dire is, and the purpose of voir dire is to ensure that you get a fair and impartial jury, and that is questions that you would pose to the jurors. By virtue of me sitting here, I have been deemed to have taken my oath by the Supreme Court of the state of Nevada. So my
Sorry, I was just about to ask what state she's from, because I'm occasionally picking up on really interesting accent things. Apparently Nevada. Okay.
ability to sit here is created on my duty to take my oath, but I did take my oath on, see, I took the bench on January the 4th.
Oh, duh. Our Nevada judges. Duh.
Which would have been a Monday. So January the 2nd of 2021 is the date that I took my oath of office. 4 year.
And how do I get a certified copy, ma'am, of your oath?
I believe that those are I believe that those are on file with the county clerk, but I am not 100% sure, sir. I know that I took it,
All
I
right.
signed it, and I know that it was signed by the judge who I took my oath in front of. There was a secondary oath that was taken because I took the bench in 2021, so my investiture happened because we were in COVID timeframe. My investiture happened in September of 2021, but my oath of office was taken January 2nd
My
of
oath.
2021. I believe that it might be with the clerk of the court, or it might be with the registrar's office. Maybe, I know it was Lynn Goya for a while, but I'm not sure who would have that. So, but that's the information I can give you on that issue, as it currently pertains. As it pertains to the court to provide your motion to provide the long overdue findings of fact and conclusions of law.
The judge has a lot of patience. She starts to lose it closer to the end, but she is a champ. She really is.
From Judge Kearney, there is no requirement.
No.
Pursuant to EDCR 1.90A4, it just says that judge has to issue a decision.
Like, there's a very nasally something about the ooh noise. Ooh, 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 ooh. It's like very up. Ooh, ooh.
Which the judge did issue a decision in this case. And so she was not required to do findings of fact, conclusions of law. Findings of fact, conclusions of law are referenced in 1.90A5.
It's like how you can tell I'm very Michigan sounding when I say motherfucker.
After the trial on the matter has completed, or if there's an evidentiary hearing, but it's my understanding that there was no evidentiary hearing, nor was there any trial yet. So all
she diphthongizes her O vowels. That's a fun word. Diphthongizes.
She had to do was issue a decision, which she did issue that decision. And so therefore I was going to deny that motion as well. And I was going to, for all of the reasons that I've already stated on the record as to the other motion, I'm going to deny that motion as well. So
I'm sure you have an accent, darling Dr. Lamb Chop. Everyone has an accent. It's relative.
Ma'am, I just have some follow-up questions. Then
bet.
Why did the other judges, meaning the previous judges, Judge Silva and Judge Lily Spells, provide me with the findings of fact, conclusions of law, if that's what you're maintaining, ma'am?
Because every judge is allowed to do things differently, and if they choose to issue findings of fact and conclusions of law, they may do so. They are not required to do so, though. Sometimes they will do so, unless there are specific instances where they are required to do so, which is if it is a writ of habeas corpus, there is a requirement under, I wrote this down, give me 1 second here. I believe it's NRS 38.340 is the requirement for if it's a writ of habeas corpus, that you are required to do findings of fact and conclusions of law. Findings of fact and conclusions of law will also be appropriate if you have a situation where the court actually made findings of fact. So if the court, and that is so that the appellate court will have a sufficient record to be able to see what the lower court did. So I don't know how,
No.
what the issues came up with in front of Judge Silva or Judge Spells. I am not in their heads. I did not speak to them about your case because that would be inappropriate for me to ask other judges what they did on your case. So, but I can tell you that if it is a writ of habeas corpus, or if there is an issue where, as I indicated before, an issue where the court feels that it's necessary to make findings of fact because they will need to, the appellate court will need to have those findings, then it would be appropriate in those instances to issue findings of fact and conclusions of law. But in this particular instance, from what I could see, your motion was a motion to dismiss based on jurisdictional grounds, which did not require findings of fact and conclusions of law. And that is the reason why Judge Kearney simply issued a decision. That is my guess. Again, I am not in Judge Kearney's mind, but that would be my take on the situation.
Solvent citizens, as you know, always want to go through this thing of file.
Thank you for that, ma'am. So you mentioned somewhere in that answer is
Mr. Sachs?
yes. Yes.
I earned the title of judge. I would appreciate it if you used it. I'm not a ma'am.
Oh, I like that. Tell them, Judge.
That is good.
A judge, or I am your honor. I am not ma'am.
All right, if it suits you, Judge, I'll go ahead and address it that way. So, Judge, in your answer, you said that Judge Kearney did say that it was written somewhere. I didn't see it written anywhere. Where would I find her written decision? Because I didn't get anything in writing. In other words, I'm not in receipt of that, Judge.
So, hold on. Let me pull your case up and I'll tell you exactly where it is. Give me 1 second, Mr. Sachs. I just need to get to it. This is a pretty long history in Odyssey, so give me 1 minute.
Thank you.
Looked at it last night. All right, so on September 5th of 2023, an order was entered. I will read it to you because it's relatively short.
1 sec. I think the section I wanted to look at was actually over here, too, wasn't it? Destroyed sovereign citizen trying to be a lawyer. Yeah. I gotta get to the section I wanted to show you guys before we get to the end of the stream. Because I wanted to get to the part where he says the thing about gender, and it's hilarious. Let me see where it was.
Address the trial date. I did get your criminal stacks regarding resetting the trial date. I did reach out to almost all of my witnesses because I have a number of different doctors that have to arrange schedules, and so I did confirm with most of my doctors as well as the police officers involved, as well as social workers, that the August 19th date would fit everyone's schedule.
All right. Mr. Sachs, Ms. Zhang, does August 19th work for trial for you?
Objection, Judge. Please address me. You asked me in a previous hearing to address you as either Judge or Your Honor, and even during this hearing, this African American gentleman, he kept calling you ma'am, and you never corrected him. I have put in.
Don't bring up people's race for no reason.
I noticed.
Not a good look.
Of appointment of counsel that I am attorney-in-fact Sachs or attorney Sachs.
How did he get a promotion from attorney-in-fact to attorney?
Please address me as such. Thank you.
I'm not going to address you as an attorney, sir, because you didn't take the state bar and you're not a licensed attorney.
Yeah, that's pretty reasonable. I'm not going to call you an attorney, because you're not one. Someone send this to Cameron. Cameron, this is how this shit goes.
So
objection, I take exception to your ruling. And really what it amounts to is misgendering. You're misgendering me. You are equating me to a dead legal fiction, are you not?
I'm tired, boss.
Objection. I take exception to your ruling. And really what it amounts to is misgendering. You're misgendering me. You are equating me to a dead legal fiction, are you not?
If you want me to drop the mister, then I will call you.
Please say so. Citizen.
In fact, Sachs or
name Kimball Austin Sachs.
I am attorney in fact Sachs or attorney Sachs. It's either one, Judge.
Sir,
You're not an attorney!
I'm not calling you attorney Sachs because you are not a licensed attorney in the state of Nevada. You are not a licensed attorney anywhere. So I'm not going to call you something that you are not.
Objection. I take exception to your ruling.
Objection! This hurts my feelings!
And I note your objection for the record, and we'll maybe moving on with that. So, would you like me to call you Kimball Austin Sachs, or would you like me to call you? That's what I would be willing to call you, because I'm not going to call you an attorney in fact, because you're not an attorney.
I don't consent to anything you're doing right now, so I don't consent. I don't agree. It's against my will.
You don't need to consent or agree. You need to tell me what you would like me to call you. So I can call you sir. I can call you Kimball Austin Sachs. I can call you late for dinner.
Does she mean showing up? Or
And answer, attorney in fact Sachs or attorney Sachs?
I'm not going to call you that because you're not a licensed attorney. So pick
I
something else.
I object.
You can object.
I object!
Object all you want. Pick something else.
This is coercion. I'm not picking anything other than what I asked. I already asked and answered it. Thank you.
Okay, now it's
He's so full of shit.
time for some action.
Objection.
I'll call you what I think is appropriate then.
Objection.
Objection noted for the record. Moving on. Is August the 19th good?
He's such a salty little bitch.
Good for your trial date?
As opposed to what, Judge?
It's a yes or no question. Yes or no, is August the 19th good for your trial date?
I need more time to prepare, so that is not a good date. If you can extend it,
of course, it's
please.
not a good date.
In other words, pick another date on the calendar that, say, a couple
How
months.
much time? I'm setting your trial today, so how much time do you need?
And Your Honor, the only thing I would say, it's a 5-year-old case. He has had
It's a 5-year-old case? What a fucker!
so much opportunity to prepare for this case, and I'd asked for that August date. We're almost at the 5-year mark.
Okay, I'm setting it August 19th. We'll see you back on April the 1st for the hearing on the motion to dismiss. That'll be all.
I'm gonna have to look up for next time, or maybe even the time after, because I know the rest of this is all on our Nevada judges. So we'll have to see what happened in the actual trial, because that guy's angry. Alright. So thank you everyone for hanging out yet again for another Sovereign Citizen Watch Day. I had a lot of fun as always. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm not sure what we'll be doing yet. Are you serious? It's still not at trial? Are you effing kidding me? Alright, well I have to look into some of the other hearings and see if there's anything notable. Alright, who are we gonna raid? Probably Queen Pib. Like I said, not sure what I'll be doing tomorrow, though I will be streaming, and then of course Friday on Halloween, we will be doing a Twitch-only stream, where we will be doing Halloween stuff all day from around 12 noon Eastern to around 8 p.m. Eastern. So, hope to see you sometime. If I don't see you tomorrow, hope I at least see you someday Friday, for our Halloween stream. It'll be super fun. So, yeah, have a great night, everyone, and I'll see you soon. Demon Trigger says, I object to ending the stream. I learned you can do that. Objection overruled. Wait, hold on, I gotta hit the hammer to make it official. Objection overruled!